All right. Party people in the place to be. Welcome back one last time. Well, one last time under this banner, like the old one, which has already been replaced. If you look to the top, we have new branding. And yeah, this is the last episode of the Pink
Ooh, it
Buzz.
changes colors.
I can do
Nice.
that. I can do that. Like
Uh,
it doesn't do
We
that.
it's like one of those LED lights you get there, the fancy ones that you just set to like mood and it changes.
I was also say
Hard to
that's how
get.
we know what mood you guys are in.
Yeah, goes red. Watch out! Fucking start spitting venom. Ladies in the chats, how's it going? Or Leanna, I should say, not Leanna.
We really, she'll go by whatever, you know.
I don't want to. I don't want to start and get on her bad side.
Not
You
yet.
tease her. You tease her enough for everyone, so I don't need to get in there on that.
Straight up.
Just two old pals.
So yeah, we're back. We were on a little hiatus because I was on vacation. Went out west to BC, visited Banff. We didn't hit Lake Louise, but we made it to White Swan Lake.
Make it to Lake Louise, dude. You went out all the way out east west, and you didn't visit Lake Louise, Joe. Come on.
It's too crowded. It's too many people. The parking's full everywhere. It's a bitch. But we went to Banff. Banff was nice.
People can't get enough of Lake Louise. I know, man. I was
Yeah.
proud of it.
Yeah, so then we went back to our friends are from Nelson, so we spent most of our time in Nelson. But we went on a 4 or 5 day camping trip and came back around. White Swan Lake was pretty cool. They had natural hot springs there that people don't know as much about, so it's a little more secluded. So we got to go into some natural hot springs there. That was pretty cool.
And you didn't get
Yeah.
boiled alive?
It was hot though. I
It was
gotta tell you,
hot?
when I got in, yeah, there's 5 pools.
Mm-hmm.
So the one higher up is the one straight from the rocks.
Yeah.
And then they trickle down, and there's a river right beside it. So the river feeds in and cools the other pools down.
It's one of my
So
irrational fears is being boiled alive in a hot spring. Even though I don't go outside, but you know what I mean? Like just if the event came up, I'm sure that would happen.
yeah,
That would
yeah,
be
but it was
man. Like just
yeah.
scorched up.
But the natural hot springs, you get that like sulfur smell a little bit because it's not like at the resorts where they treat it with chlorine and stuff. So
Joe be farting in the hot springs, man, and blaming it on.
yeah, man, it's just a very phosphorus day today. A lot of yeah. So we're back. We're back. Episode 75 will be our last episode of Pink Buzz, which I think it falls pretty good on a nice number like 75.
Yeah.
But we did do like about 131 episodes related to the Pink Buzz, like adjacent, like Buzz Bites, Pink Spots. We did the music one we started just about maybe almost a year ago. It's been around at least 6 months we've been doing the music one, Pink Distortion. And then we had that mini one, the short episodes of
Hot flash.
the Hot Flash. Yeah. So altogether we had about 131 episodes recorded. So yeah, we did a good run with the Pink Buzz. But Chris Evans, how's it going? So it's for reasons I don't know if you want to get into it, Johnny. If you want to be completely transparent with that, or if we'll just leave it at that and just say we're changing it, rebranding. But
I thought from pretty much since Jump Street we needed to rebrand, but I didn't really want to go through the hassle. And then like you decided that you weren't feeling the whole buzz either, so it was just time. And like we went back to something that like was with the show since we started it anyways, because we always had such great cast members that we would end up way left field of what we were supposed to be talking about. And I think that our new branding, How Did We Get Here, or How'd We Get Here, is so much more on point because Pink Buzz, it was a fun, like surrealistic name. It could mean anything. It was mostly us making fun of a friend of ours, though, just kind of spoofing him a little bit.
and it stuck. Yeah.
And it's stuck. But I'm glad we kind of moved on from that because I was kind of felt a little mean, after a long time.
Yeah.
Ask us, well, what does it mean? And I'd always come up with like, well, it's kind of a punk rock name. It could mean anything.
Yeah.
Well, I've already floated the rumor that
Oh.
that there was like a boy band breakup behind the scenes, and the buzz was too loud, so you guys had to rebrand.
That's right. Timberlake left. He brought Sexy back, and
You
we're
said
all
there
this
could only
stuff.
be one of us, with curly hair, and
Yeah,
Yeah,
and that's
yeah.
Joe.
And to be honest, the buzz was loud and annoying, so it's time to get rid of the buzz. Yeah. Oh,
uh-oh.
there was feedback, and I hear nothing.
Oh,
Can you hear now?
I just thought I was by myself. I thought everybody froze or I froze.
You
But
scared me.
it's-
You look like you were having
Have a
an
stroke?
episode of, what's his name? Mitch McConnell. You kind of just froze.
just start buffering there. You running
That's
for
that old guy they have to almost wheel out and off stage there, the old
They have
politician.
to prop him up and unprop
Yeah.
him. You know what, Cookie? Because you weren't on camera, I just assumed you weren't really there, and so I don't want you to feel like I was ignored.
I know why
I'm
she's not on
here.
camera, and I don't know why she doesn't want to go on because she did a great job with her makeup today. Was that
it
today
is-
or?
Yeah, no, that was today. It does not look as good in action.
But it was pretty good with the mask kind of
Yeah,
thing.
thank you.
Go check it out. Go follow Cookie on Instagram, and if you're ever gonna follow her, now's the time because Halloween's coming, and she does some amazing makeup jobs for Halloween. Oh, Tara's in the chats. Hey, Tara. We got Elle's friend,
Marcy.
Yeah.
Marcy is her name.
Mm-hmm.
So she's in the chats. How's it going? I've been following her on Instagram lately since we've been doing since I've been coming on your show, Elle, the for one night only. I think that's the first time I met her was in the chats, and yeah, had a good time. So been following her ever since then. So yeah, good sense of humor. I like the stuff she posts on Instagram. Some good stuff on
Yeah,
there.
she learned it from me. I've known her since we were like
hmm
5, 6, something like that.
Yeah.
So, I taught her everything I know. Well, almost everything,
Yeah. So we're getting rid of the pink buzz, like we were saying. But it was a great. It was fun. Like, I mean, I can't say. We're changing just for the obvious reasons we said before, and we're going to keep going. We're definitely changing a few things up. We're going to try to do more. Add more monthly segments from friends that'll come on and they'll choose their what they want to talk about. And we came up with a few themes for some of these. Johnny, do you have them all loaded up?
I do.
All right, man. Seeing as how we got Cookie here, we could put Cookies up. Cookie. I think the first episode you came on is when we did Pig, right?
Yes.
Yeah, that was the first episode you came on, and so you love Nick Cage, and you were watching. What's the most recent one? Run with the Devil.
Sympathy for the devil.
Sympathy
For the Devil. So we're chatting
Yeah.
a little bit. And I was like, would you like to do a monthly segment where you pick a Nick Cage movie, we all watch it, and then we just discuss it? And you're like, yeah, man, that sounds fun. So that was the first monthly segment we came up with. And I was like, man, we should ask everyone if they want to just come up with an idea for a monthly segment. And that was the first one we come up with, and it should be really fun.
I'm
and
excited.
Do you know what you're going to pick for your first one? September's
I don't.
pretty full, so it'll probably run into all these things will probably start up for real in October because of the layoff. We've had a lot of creators that got in touch with us, so our second half of September is going to be very creator interview heavy, but come October it'll probably get more into a rhythm with the monthly segments and stuff like that. So yeah, but I mean,
We could do a
You
show
have-
really quick.
you-
Like, I haven't heard her talk about Sympathy for the Devil. What'd you think about it, Cookie?
I loved it. I thought it was so good.
on
Surprise.
on a style meter, where do you rate Nick Cage and like style wise on this one?
Oh,
Like his
this-
outfit and stuff.
Oh, it was 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
Perfection. I loved it.
Mm. Mm.
He is the most watchable thing in the film. Like, he is fantastic with the red hair, and especially when they get to the diner, he really, really ramps up in.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, my only
And-
thing is, he was supposed to have a Boston accent. And I was just like, this is pure Staten Island. What he's doing right now. I'm like, but okay, we'll go with it.
Yeah. But I mean, how much? because he has interesting style in all his movies. How much say do you think he gets in the say of what the wardrobe and stuff with the costumes and stuff? Do you think he has much say in it, or?
I
Oh, for
think he probably
sure.
has a lot of say.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I
Because
think
even
some
when
of
he
this
was
stuff is
younger,
actually
like
out of his closet.
yeah, possibly, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I started watching that. I had to do something. I never finished, so I'll have to go back and finish that.
I really
think
like
I got
it, so.
I
I
got
think that
kind of
one he has coming out soon, Dream Scenario, sounds good. It premiered at TIFF.
okay.
Ooh.
He like plays like a I don't know, like a schluppy like a professor who appears in everybody's dreams one night and becomes like a celebrity.
Yes. Oh, I know
Yeah.
what you're talking about. Yes.
It's ridiculous. And I'm like, how every time he releases a movie, I'm like, that's so Nick Cage. Even though they're like all completely different, it's like, that sounds about right.
Yeah,
The
exactly.
one that he's got where he's the old hitman and like he's taking care of his grandson. It looks really cute. Like, man, I just saw the trailer for it.
He was a hitman. It looks
Oh,
cute.
yes.
Retirement plan or
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
that's
Yes,
exactly
yes.
what it's called, retirement plan.
Yeah. So anyway, we have Nick Cage has his filmography is vast to say the least. So if we only do if we make this a monthly segment, we'll have
Years.
enough movies to run this
Decades.
segment for. Yeah, exactly. So we won't run out of Nick Cage movies for this segment. What's another segment? Let's throw it up there, Johnny. We'll go through the list real quick here.
Well, this one's pretty adjacent, but this one's gonna be like for like art
Oh,
film,
yeah.
like slasher movies or whatever.
Are you
have.
sure about that? I think
We could talk Tubi.
I'm just kidding. 'Cause- I'm just kidding.
This one was going to be like anyone in the community that wants. We let them pick a movie,
Okay.
and we just come on and like any movie. It could be really horrible. It can, you pick a movie, we'll all watch it, and then we'll come on and record an episode of that. So that'll be the how do we get here film fandom.
Yeah, when we
So-
finally do like episodes for like Gleaming the Cube and Hackers and stuff, it's gonna be like on this show.
Yeah,
Okay.
it'll be that one.
Okay.
Yeah,
So we've been talking about doing those movies for like ever. I never got around to them, but like we
yeah,
gotta finally talk about Hackers, man.
yeah.
I can see you're excited,
We'll,
Jim.
we'll talk about Hackers.
Oh, no.
That's the one based on a true story, right?
I don't know.
Just kidding.
I don't know what it was based
That
on.
is how you hack it in a tutorial.
Mm.
A how-to
Maybe that.
dress guide as well.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That we could do a whole episode just on the fashion choices.
You
of
have
that
to
movie.
come on in costume in full hacker gear.
Like 90s raver style.
Yes.
A
No, like you
Bluetooth
played
earpiece too.
Yeah, fucking glow stick necklace.
skateboarding. Yeah.
The oversized pants, which is back in style. All the for the girls anyway. That skater oversized.
Yeah, my
Jeans.
daughter told me to stop buying her skinny jeans, and I said, "Is this not what the kids are wearing?" And she told me no, and she
Yeah.
said to stop buying them. I said,
Yeah.
"Okay."
They're
She
going
only
back
wears,
with the
like
skater.
loose, yeah, she wears like
Yeah,
these loose
skater girl
jeans,
style.
yeah.
Yeah.
I seen Goose rocking a pair of overall shorts, man. I haven't seen those since like I was in elementary school, like 1992.
Man,
I was gonna like, you still some Kid and Play or what, dog? Like,
I have a
You
picture
did.
of me and Marcy in matching overall shorts from when we were like 8.
yeah, Goose is shedding the pounds. He's getting into shape.
yeah, he's sexy Goose now, man. Like
Yeah.
we can get him back on. Like
Yeah, we'll have to get him back on.
we drawing them numbers, man.
Well, he is one of the reasons why we're calling this show what it is now.
Yeah, he fits the motif perfectly.
Yeah, he definitely contributed to the to Johnny saying "How do we get here?" multiple times. What's the next one, Johnny?
This one, it's going to be a buddy of the show. We already got the first episode of this is going to be this Sunday. This
Yeah.
Sunday Spank, we're going to have our buddy Matt from the End Podcast. He's going to join us. The first inaugural episodes, we're going to be doing a pretty concise rundown of the Deadly Class books. We're going to be covering by oversized hardbacks. So we're going to be doing 4 episodes to begin with. covering the Deadly Class run by Rick
Yeah.
Remender and Wes Craig. Should be
Yeah.
a lot of fun. And then we might continue from there with
Yeah.
other books. We're not sure, but like,
We're going to be definitely doing more episodes with full deep dive, spoiler heavy rundowns of full runs that are completed, like Deadly Class. We're talking about maybe doing Ecstatics as well. So, yeah. So we'll be doing more of those, seeing as how. Anyway, I've cut back on my floppies. Johnny's a trade reader anyway, so it just caters to us better that way than the trying to keep up with the floppies on a weekly basis. So no sense in trying. We'll just do like the trade or full runs that are either finished or close to finishing.
I mean, we'll definitely still like in our check-in, like, because we'll still be getting movies here and there, but like we're never gonna like really focus on like what's running right now in floppies.
Yeah, but there's definitely creators that we love that will pick up the floppies like month to month.
Yeah.
But we've definitely, I know for a fact, I have cut back dramatically on my polls, and I'll only be polling certain books now, very limited number of monthly floppies. So, anyways,
Yeah, no, I'm the same now. Like, I might cover by once or twice a month, but I'm like pretty much all trades now. And if I'm not trades, I'm like just Kickstarters.
Yeah.
And if not that, because my backlog is ridiculous on there. I find books on Kickstarter that I backed like a year and a half ago, and I'm like, oh yeah. I remember you. Hey.
Yeah, hey, I can't say anything because I'm right there with you. I have so many books on the drive that I'm like, I gotta get to it eventually.
And I feel bad
managed
because I'm like, I really was excited for this, and then
yeah. All right, what's another one, Johnny?
This one I came up with just a little while ago when I was waiting for people to hop on to talk to, and I was thinking we could do Big Two on Tuesdays, and like once a month, and we can actually
Once a month?
like Big Two books, because like there was those 3 Marvel books that I got that we're talking about maybe covering, and then I always thought it would be fun to try to get people to sell me on reading Big Two books, you know, because there's always interesting ones. I just miss most of them.
Nice. Big Two Tuesdays. I like that. It's got a nice ring to it.
Yeah, Big Two on Tuesdays. Yeah, it sounds
Yeah,
like
you came up with the Sunday Spank too. I love that one.
yeah, the Sunday.
Yeah, the name. Yeah.
wait, you're
I
gonna
was
call
like,
it Big Tuesday or Big Two Tuesday? Big Tuesday.
Hey, we'll spitball it, man. That we'll do something. Slap a logo together. We'll see what looks good, right? Yeah, that's how we come up with all these stupid ideas. Is just talking and saying stupid crap. Sometimes good things come out of it. We still have to figure out how to do the a name for the versus episode where someone who loves something. Or no, someone who hates something gets ganged up by everyone else who loves it.
And you keep every time you bring it up, you always use the word "ganged," and it's really interesting.
I
because
thought,
he knows he's going to be on the receiving end.
because I know what word he wants to use, but
gangbang. I was like, we could call it, you know, gangbang, but I was
how
like,
did we get?
Yeah,
Oh my God.
yeah, exactly. Johnny vetoed that one right away. He's like, no, we can't call it that.
we would have to move to Kick, and like I
Really? Which I just discovered, Johnny, because I follow a YouTube streamer, and he was like, "Go to my Kick," and I'm like, "What does that mean?" It was the middle of the night, so I downloaded Kick, made an account, and I said, "What is happening right now?" I was traumatized.
I have no clue what it is, but I don't know if I don't think I want to know what it is.
It's a streaming site. It's ran by it's owned by the gambling the online casino Stake, and basically it's kind of like a YouTube, but like it's mostly made so people could stream themselves gambling.
Oh, is that what it is?
But what I
Sure.
watch is GTA role plays, and this man had the prostitutes in this house with a gun to their head, and I said, well, "What is this? I've only seen the wholesome YouTube videos." And so, from what I've surmised on Kick, you're allowed to be a little bit more
Oh yeah,
lenient than you would be on Twitch or
So it's like one step below dark web stuff.
Mm.
A couple steps.
Yeah,
Couple steps.
it's pretty like everybody that's been kicked off of all the other streaming sites are on Kick,
Yeah.
man.
Okay.
And like
Okay.
they're like you can get away like if you stream yourself doing something really naughty, like you'll probably be able to air it all and get in trouble for it afterwards. It's got really nice censorship and everything. So
Now we have to
Gotcha.
find your secret account.
Gotcha.
I can barely run a YouTube. Like,
Good stuff. Yeah, so we
Chris
still have
said
to.
maybe something friendlier.
Yeah, we still have to iron that one out. That's an idea we've had for a long time. We just because people love Succession, and I'm not the biggest fan, so I'm going to be on the receiving end of that one. Mandy was another one I had to battle it out.
Mhm.
So it's going to be like a roast kind of idea where it's one person that has everyone coming at them, and they've got to diss like the thing they hate, and it while everyone else loves it. So it's going to kind of be similar to like roast battle type stuff where we just insult stuff in each other. So yeah, it should be fun.
I've trained my whole life for this.
So we got to iron that one out. Another one we don't have, we haven't designed the header or logo for is Adrian's going to do one. But I'll wait because he might hop on. He said a little later. So if he hops on, we'll talk about that one. If he hops on, I'll save it. We'll save it for the end.
okay, well, what's this one, Joe? Like, are we just big Simon and Garfunkel fans? Like,
Yeah, well, I don't know. I was thinking we could. I don't know. You said you might want to keep Pink Distortion, or I was thinking we could. I don't know. I was just playing around with something, or we could just keep Pink Distortion. I don't really care.
that's your idea for the new music show? Okay.
Yeah, the monthly for just for the music. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. That's why I sent it to you and you didn't say anything. So I was like, I didn't know if you liked it or hated it or
First fight, the last fight.
the last fight. Yeah, it didn't even last an episode.
You guys are so organized, and I can appreciate that because I know when we were doing like coming up with stuff for One Night Only, it was just like, wouldn't it be funny if? And that's basically how everything goes.
Yeah. Hey, your show's fun, man. It's a blast. I love going on there.
Thank you, and thank you guys for always showing up.
Yeah, that's where I met your brother. That was pretty fun too.
We don't have to talk about that.
No, okay.
There's a
Well,
time.
he might be there. He might be there tomorrow. So we'll see.
He goes, yeah. If I'm not on, I'll just send a video in. I'm like, what? This guy, a video?
Yeah. So, we have one or two more.
We got one more that you have a header for. We got the Tara show. And
Tara.
This is actually something that has been in production for years.
Early on in the Pink Buzz.
I think I was still doing Nerds from the Underground when I first started talking to her about this idea, and like this is just going to be a love of noir show. Like it'll be a lot of comics, but like we'll definitely talk films as well, and like maybe books too here and there. But yeah, it's going to be bad love, where we're just going to talk about some good noir.
Yeah, we're going to start with. I think the first thing we're going to talk about is some Brubaker Phillips.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure which one we'll talk about. We have a few of them. I backed a few Humble bundles, so I have like a bunch of PDFs of a lot of their earlier stuff with Image. So I'll go through that and we'll pick something from there, and we'll start off with that.
That's true. This guy, he's basically a Brubaker Phillips virgin. He never read any of their shit until I made him read Incognito. That's like the only Brubaker Phillips he's ever read.
Yep. I might have read the occasional Brubaker Marvel book, but none of his Phillips stuff with Phillips, except for Incognito, which was pretty solid. I enjoyed it. It was good. We did what, 2 episodes on that, right?
Yeah,
I think for the first story and the second, we made 2 separate episodes for the 2 arcs, right?
You're correct, sir.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Getting old. I don't know. My memory, after 131 episodes, it kind of.
It was the hot
hard.
springs. Boiled
That's it.
a little piece.
Some brain cells, yeah. As I get older, I have less I can spare, so yeah. So I think that's it for that. Well, we could talk about the Adrian one then. We'll get it out of the way, and we could bring it back up if he hops on. Is he came up with an idea where he talks about dollar bin finds each month. He'll go over all his dollar bin, and he's going to call it Dollar Bin, y'all. This is going to be the name of it. So I still trying to work out the logo for that. I was talking to Adrian. We had an idea, tried something, didn't work out so great, where we try to incorporate the title into the shape of the Wu-Tang logo.
Mm-hmm.
But it's a weird shaped logo to try to fit all the letters in, because they do have a logo where they fit all the guys' names in, and it looks really cool.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I tried it and it didn't. It's okay, but it's not great. Anyway, we'll maybe try something else. Yeah, but that's gonna be his. It'll probably be a shorter segment, because once a month he'll bring a few books. Johnny and I might bring up some books that we found, like cheap books in the dollar bins, and we'll discuss that once a month as well with Adrian.
Yeah, see why not? Like, because I hit those often. Plus, there's a $5 spinner rack for trades at a lot of the shops I go to. So,
which is about the equivalent of a dollar bin, right? Because the trade is usually 5 issues.
Mm.
And speaking of Adrian, I got this in this week. He sent me the Marco Fontanelli is his name, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Is that how you? The variant cover for Trakovi #1.
Cookie makeup idea. Do the hair too.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah.
Commit to the bit.
Yeah. He sent me from his Kickstarter. He had a little 7-inch vinyl for the Trakovi theme song. So he sent me the original art. He did a homage to the Beastie Boys. So he sent me that, the original art for that, and he sent me the first drawing he ever did for Wallace, a character in Trakovi.
Cool.
He sent that as well.
Looks like my best friend JR, man.
Yeah?
Yeah, dude. Looks like that big old Wookiee.
Oh, I thought we were your best friends.
I'm so hurt.
Well, we didn't get to talk about my segment. It's called The Pink Buzzed. And it's where we go back and rewatch play-by-plays of every old episode from the beginning.
God damn. Yeah.
Like
I think
a
we'll
sports
cut a few.
commentator, you know, like...
That would be fun for us.
That'd be
I don't
so
know if it'd be fun. Yeah, I don't know how much fun it would be for other people.
And this episode is where Joe started wearing ball caps.
Yeah.
That did happen. Like, he started with mohawk, and then
Yeah, it was a gradual.
That's the one thing I bought from our trip.
he started rocking a Polaroid cap for a while, and
I still have it.
That was his meta for a little bit. Then, like, he started wearing, like, he kind of.
I have my usual, the red one, pink, or is it pink or red? Anyway,
It's lovely.
So I think that pretty much covers the new show, right? For what we're going to be doing for now.
A little bit, kind of.
We have maybe some other stuff in the works, but yeah, that's mainly what. So we'll still do a lot. We're still going to focus a lot on like indie comics and stuff. So not to worry, people who like the comic stuff. We're not getting rid of comic stuff. We're just adding more, a little more variety to it.
We're like literally doing like how many episodes this week, dude? Like 4?
Oh shit! Yeah, 1,
so,
2,
you don't got to worry about content coming up from us.
Actually, it's 5 if you count Sunday.
Sunday.
Yeah, 5 because we're Monday, so we have an episode on Sunday, so that'll be 5 episodes this week. That's a lot.
Good times, man.
Well, 6 if we count for one night only. Tomorrow night.
Word, yeah.
Is it? No, it's on Wednesday.
Wednesday, right?
Wednesday night.
Oh shit! I think we're Tuesday. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah,
Sorry,
you're
13th on the 13th, Wednesday.
It
So
was funny
tomorrow-
too because I hit him up. I was like, "Hey, I know you guys got a busy week, but you think the 13th is cool?"
Yeah.
Squeeze.
But
Well,
I
we're-
feel like out of everything, mine is like the least amount of prep. Like you literally just have to show up and.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
Wednesday for one night only, it's going to be the paranormal.
Mhm.
That's going to be the theme. So anyone, if you're fans of like X-Files, what are other shows that were kind of?
Seventh
Would you?
Heaven.
Seventh Heaven, Eighth Heaven, if you will.
Mhm.
Millennium.
Stuff like
That was a pretty good sci-fi show from like the 90s, like
which Millennium?
Millennium. Yeah.
One of
That
my
was a
favorites was
spin-off.
Fear.com. That was not the name of the show. That was the movie, right? No, that was the show.
Fear.com. No, that Fear.com. That there was Gothica and then there was Fear.com. Like they were both kind of the same movie about like
No, there was a TV
right?
show I'm thinking of. TV show about
What was the
uh
Fear.Inc.
oh, it's right in my head too, because I made my kids watch it last year. If you're a fan of Erie, Indiana, TV show about weird stuff.
Fringe was good. Like
Yeah, Fringe was good.
Erie, Indiana, man. I used to watch that.
is that the one with Lou
Love that
Diamond
show.
Phillips?
No,
No, it was a kid show.
yeah, it was a
Erie.
kid.
My favorite one was the Tupperware episode with the twins.
Mm.
She put her twins in Tupperware from like the 50s so that they would never age. Because that
Yeah, that was a
happens.
good
I don't
stuff.
know if you guys have ever. It was a show, like something TV show.
Well, then get
Yeah, it
in on
lasted one season. Yeah. So yeah, we'll be talking about personal experiences. Probably, I'm assuming you're going to ask everyone if they've had any, if they've seen a Bigfoot or been abducted or
Saw
So
the
Seen the
Hatman.
Mothman.
Yeah.
yeah. Oh, the Mothman. That's true. Yeah. All
Which
that.
is oddly
all
not
that stuff.
streaming on anything. You have to pay for it.
Really?
Hmm
Mhm.
Wild.
And I said it must be because it's true.
You're trying to hide it. Bury it. Bury the truth.
Yeah. So that'll be on Elle's show on Ellen
Lots of
Carter's.
Scientology talk, because let's be real.
Yeah.
And we'll be doing a little crossover episode in October, actually,
Hmm
on Friday the 13th. We're going to be doing a little, not, it's almost like we do crossover episodes almost every episode anyway, but it'll be an official crossover episode on October 13th, Friday the 13th. We'll be having For One Night Only. And how'd we get here? We haven't come up with the concept yet. We just talked about doing it, but still have a little time to figure it out. So it'll definitely be themed for horror or Halloween or something, I'm assuming. So
Yeah, like a spooky episode.
I thought we were
Yeah.
gonna binge watch all the Friday the 13th movies out of order.
could do that.
That would
We
make
have plenty of
sense.
time. We have plenty of time. I thought of that, but I don't know if everyone would want to binge all of them. How many are there?
There's 12 in total, I think, if you count like the remake.
So I should be able to do it if I get started tomorrow.
You said 20?
12.
12.
Oh, I said
Are
Yeah,
you
That's
counting
what the-
Freddy versus Jason?
yeah, Freddy versus Jason and
The reboot.
the reboot. There's 12 in total.
So yeah, so we'll be doing that in October. So that should be a fun one. I suppose I could go down the list for this month, I guess, of all the let people know who we're having on. So tomorrow night we're gonna have Manny Shape for. He's the creator of El Crudo. He's running a Kickstarter for issue 6 of El Crudo. So we'll have him on tomorrow night. He'll be talking to us about his book, and he's a longtime friend of Johnny's, and it's been long overdue to have him on. We're supposed to have him on when we were the Pink Buzz, but just never really worked out. So we're going to have him on, so that'll be fun. And he's been a big supporter of the show right from the beginning. He always came into the chats and gave us some shout outs, so it'll be nice to have him on, return the favor a little bit. Then we have the whole crew, the creators of The Vein, which is another book that's running on Kickstarter at the moment. It's kind of a body horror, coming of age teen or young adult, not teen, but adult coming into his own, and crazy weird stuff happens. Then we have that's Friday the 15th, and then on Saturday we have JM Brent is going to be on, the creator of the writer, co-creator of Swamp Dogs, and he has a new book coming out called Oh shit, Shadow. What's it called, Al?
Swallower of Shades.
Swallower of Shades. Yes, exactly.
Which hurts my speech impediment dearly every time I say it.
yeah. So we'll have him on Saturday to talk about that. Then we'll have our first Sunday Spank with Spanky with Matt, British Matt. We'll be talking about the first deluxe edition of Deadly Class. Then that following Tuesday on the 19th, we'll have David Lewan. Will be on. He's the creator of Eureka. I think he's ran 2 Kickstarters for that. Issues 1 and 2 have gone on
Did
Kickstarter.
He write, The Devil All the Time? Or am I thinking of somebody else?
Possibly. I'm not familiar with all his work.
Mm-hmm.
But he did Nardia is his other book he ran on Kickstarter.
I don't even think that was the name of the comic. My bad.
And he has a Kickstarter running right now called Dusk Witch, where I can't remember who the writer is. It's he he partnered up with someone for that one. Sorry, I think that's through. And most of his books he partners with lesser known comics.
Okay.
So that's running on Kickstarter right now. Dusk Witch. Then we're gonna have Steph Jumet. He's a creator from Montreal. He did Slaughtered Kingdom, ran on Kickstarter recently, and he ran a couple Kickstarters for Renegade XL. He's the creator of Bloody Gore Comics. So we're gonna have him on. He's running a Kickstarter because he's gonna be bringing a book over from Europe, translating it and re-releasing it here through Kickstarter. So he's going to come on to talk about that. Then the following Tuesday, the 26th, we have James Edward Clark is going to be on. He has a Kickstarter running for Piss Ant Apocalypse. Some of you might know him from Tales to Enlighten Volume 1. He was the artist on that book, which ran on Kickstarter a couple years ago. He's a really talented guy. After that, Thursday.
Freaky Links. That's the name of the show I was thinking. My bad. I had to go alphabetically in my head from like A, B, C, D. Freaky Links. That's what I was talking about. It was like a supernatural TV show in like, I don't know, late 90s, early 00s, early aughts.
Early odds.
And it was like about this team of people that would get sent like these links and they would go investigate freaky stuff. Not sexually, but like supernatural. Maybe both. It's the last box wine show of Pink Buzz.
There we go. All right, so that was perfect because I forgot to write down the title of the next creator for who's running, so it gave me time just to go bring it up on my phone. So thanks, Elle, for the interruption. It was actually it was perfectly timed because I'd have been like So the next one we have is Brandon Ingram. He's the creator of Dismay Comics, and he has a Kickstarter running right now called Tales from Towns City. #1 is running on Kickstarter at the moment. He'll be on the Thursday, the 28th of September. Then Johnny, we have that following day on Friday, we have Monte Nero, who did the creator of sorry, my cold. What was the name of the book again, Johnny?
Death Sentence.
Death Sentence, yeah, Death Sentence. He ran a few Kickstarters for that one. So we'll have that rounds up September. We have a lot of creators on this month, so we didn't really have much room to do any other episodes, really. So that'll be our month of September. We're gonna have a lot of cool, interesting creators on.
A lot of content.
Yeah.
Yeah, Fear.com, that had Stephen Dorff in it. Like I was crazy because of that. So like, yeah.
Is that the one with the phone as like the movie poster with the eyes?
No, this has like a kind of weird looking.
It does have the eyes, but I think you're thinking of I know exactly what movie.
right?
What?
Wasn't one Missed Call?
But there was
I-
another horror movie that had a. I know exactly what you're talking about. I could see it in my head. I just can't think
with
of
like
the
the
name
old
of it.
flip phone, right? You
Yeah,
know
that's
what I'm
one Missed
talking about?
Call. That's the one you're talking about. Yeah, or Pulse, the one with Sarah Marshall.
Maybe. I don't know. They all kind of blended.
But
Dang.
Fair.com, I was so convinced was like gonna be a real thing. I had like I made my dad like take me to Fry's the day it came out on DVD, and I was like, I have to have this. And he was like, I don't think this is. I'm like, yeah, you have to enable me. And I used to watch it like every day because I was just I had a problem. Gothica was another one. I know we mentioned that earlier. Gothica was another one where I was just like, and then in hindsight, as an adult now, I'm just like, well, my dad really, at the end there, did not care what I watched. Did not care.
Yeah. Cool. Let's see. Going through real quick. What was the first episode that Elle was on? Episode
The dirty episode. The
romancing. The Flowers of Romance was the first episode Elle was ever on. That's episode 16. Episode 16. It still remains one of my favorite episodes. That was a great episode.
That was a lot of fun. That was like my first like for real introduction to comic podcasting, I guess.
Okay.
So that was really cool of you guys to invite me on.
Well, we were following each other on Twitter for quite some time before that, and
I still can't believe how that fucking show came into because like I'm like, yeah, like so that she's gonna be cool to come on an episode. Like Joe's like, yeah. And in fact, we're going to be doing the Not Safe for Work episode with her. And I'm like, really? Our first female yeah, we're going to be doing the dirty episode with her. Get ready. And I'm like,
I was like, wow, I don't want to get typecasted. And then they only ever invited me on. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, we try to be careful not to do that.
No,
like
no,
with
it was a lot
with
of fun.
Tara.
Genuinely, some of my favorite books of all time we talked about on that show, and then on the follow-up. So I had a good time with that.
Yeah, exactly. Like with Tara, I was like, don't hesitate to say no if you don't want to do the noir theme episode. Say no if it's not, because of her film noir name. I don't want to be like, oh, we'll do noir with you. Like, just automatically think it's cool and stuff. So, but she was down with it, so that's cool.
Because I try never to bring up cookies with Cookie, because I don't want her to think that I think she's her name. So the Munsters all the time.
I embrace all of it.
Yeah. And then the first episode we had Mel on was for Jane Doe, the autopsy of Jane Doe. That was a fun episode too.
Which I think I watched. No, was it? No, I think I had watched it. That was a really good movie, actually. And I watched that episode, but I had seen it because I did like this monthly challenge for like horror movies a few years ago. And I was like, I don't really like these kind of movies. And I was like, oh shit, I do like these kind of movies.
Yeah, that was the first time we had Horror Geek Mel on. That was a fun episode. My all-time favorite still remains The Dark and the Wicked, which spawned the whole roasting episode. That's where I got that spawned that idea, because anyway, it's just a dumb episode. We just by the end we're just being completely like, how'd we get here? Talking about the devil that farts in your mouth, and the devil's from Canada. Anyway, it goes
dancing grandpa.
Yeah.
We don't know if that's an autobiography or if you're describing the movie.
we go all kinds of places on that one. Having Schletzig on, I think he was one of the first creators we had on. That was a cool episode. I think that was the first interview we did, right?
I think so. It was either him or Steve, man.
Steve was the first. Yeah. We had Steve on first.
Urena?
Yeah.
Both lovely people.
Yeah. Like, we had them on, a week apart, roughly? So, yeah.
Steve,
we had Steve back on.
You too, as Pink Buzz. I mean.
Yeah. So, that's cool. He'll our first and our last interview, Pink Buzz. What else? I'm scrolling through here. our first, what was it, Buzz Bites? Was that it? When we did the Punkorama stuff? That was fun. That's when we decided, let's do something aside from comics, and we did that. And we did the Punkorama compilations. Those were fun. That was a fun episode. What
Got
else we
conned
got?
into watching Colors from Outer Space.
That's exactly what I was just looking at right here.
Which Cookie, and you know, we talk about Nick Cage movies, and for whenever I clean my bathroom or like my shower, I always think about the goo, and I'm just like, imagine all these alien babies are down here crying, like, stop washing me, and I'm like, I have to. I don't
Help,
want you to
Pat,
come up
help.
through my pipes.
And I think that episode has one of my favorite single moments from the Pink Buzz, is when we had Baby Fulci, right? Was it on that one you pulled it out, Johnny?
Yeah, he got all butthurt.
Yeah, Baby Fulci got pulled out on that one. His reaction was just too fucking good. It was great. He threw his notes, and he just kind of halfway tuned out for the rest of the episode.
You're giving me Grim Cuddy flashbacks. I got PTSD. I forgot. You know what? We're gonna have to do a proper Grim Cuddy episode. I feel. Maybe we'll do it for one night only, so that.
Yeah,
Yeah, because.
we could do like that. Could be a crossover episode.
Yeah, let's do Grim Cuddy and Momo, like the Momo lore and
Yeah.
Grim Cuddy.
Yeah.
I forgot about that guy.
Yeah, that was a Buzz Bites episode with the color out of space.
Yeah.
That we had both Elle and Horror Geek Mel were on for that one. Mel was on for that one, so that's awesome.
I actually took notes watching that because I was like, you know what, I knew Mel was gonna be on, and I know, like, I've read her reviews and her website and everything, so I was like, I'm gonna be I'm gonna impress her, right? And I'm sitting there taking notes on this movie, and I write shower goo. I'm like, you're not serious, get out of here.
Yeah, it was a good movie though. I really enjoyed it.
I actually, in hindsight, yeah, I liked it. It was fun.
Yeah, it was really
Well,
good.
not fun, but you know.
I didn't think it was gonna be good, and then I was pleasantly surprised. That was that was a really fun episode. We had a full panel. It was fun. It was good. There were 6 of us on that one. That was fun. That's Buzz Bites episode 14.
Because, you know, I'm not the biggest, like, Lovecraftian, like, adjacent fan necessarily, but I was like, okay, make more like this. That's ridiculous. And I'll be in. Sometimes they take themselves a little bit too seriously with adaptations, but this was, like, perfect.
Right?
I hit the right notes.
Yeah, it was good. Yeah, there it is. Baby Fulci. Baby Yoda Fulci. And here goes the pad. Yeah, he throws his pad and he says, I'm out.
See, this is what we would do on Pink Buzz, is watch clips
Yeah.
and not show them.
Yeah. No, we talked about him on the 50th episode. If you go on the 50th episode, you have all these clips there. So
Okay.
I'm just rehashing, because I'm just going through real quick. John Lee's was a great. Like, when we scored John Lee's the first time around, we were all super stoked because we all love John Lee's. Sync is.
Hey Joe, if Fulci was here right now, what would you ask him, man?
About.
What would you ask him?
What would you ask him, man? I want to know, how's he feeling about Ashoka? Like, I'd literally be like, Fulci, dog, like, how you feeling about Ashoka?
Yeah.
Get that
Anyway.
inside.
New segment, Star Wars.
Yeah, I
I'm
don't
just
know.
kidding. I don't have the patience. I mean, it's not all me, but I'm just saying.
Yeah,
My brothers asked me the other day. They were like, "Oh, are you watching Ahsoka?" I was like, I kind of pick and choose, but I feel like since Anakin is in it, I'll end up watching it because I did watch Obi-Wan simply for, and fingers crossed, Jar Jar would have made an appearance, but we see how that went.
They're waiting to bring out the big guns, man. They can't just.
Yeah, they have to. He is cinema, so I'm really looking forward to any Jar Jar content we might get. So, fingers crossed they bring him.
Yeah, I saw that post. Was it yesterday?
Marcy sent that to me
Did she?
in my DMs, and I said, "You sent it like I won't post it to my story. I don't care."
We don't get to see any of the aliens from like Phantom Menace though. Like it's not just like the Jar Jar dudes. We don't see like the Sebulba guys or like the little Watto dudes or any of them.
Oh, you think it's like alien erasure? That's interesting.
Yeah, they're trying to like
Mm.
make us forget that those aliens happened, which might be for the best because I hated the prequel.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
But I'm digging Ashoka. I think
Gangbang episode. No, I'm just kidding. We're talking prequels.
Yeah.
I don't think Joe will get mad at me for not liking the prequels. Am I right, Joe? Or
I went to theaters to see them, so
Me
I
too.
did too, but that doesn't mean I liked them. Like that's how I know that.
they had their moments. Let's just put it that way. Each movie had but those movies suffer from what every fucking movie suffers from today: bloated budgets. Not enough of the movie stays on the editing floor. Like they put too much shit in there that they could cut out to make the movie so much the pacing better. I mean, I think that's where it all started. Was from those prequel movies, like just like director's cut. Let's just throw all the fucking garbage in there, and like, oh, it's a 3-hour movie. That was like a selling point. Now when I see 3-hour movie, I'm like, fuck it, I'm not going.
Do you know that the prequel gave me anxiety actually in the future with childbirth? I was like,
Oh,
if
God.
she could die in childbirth, I could die in childbirth. It was
She
me
died of a
watching it the
broken
day before.
heart.
Yeah, the day
There's a
before I got
difference.
induced with my oldest. I said,
Oh no.
let me go ahead and start the sequel, the prequels.
Mhm.
You're breaking my heart.
Right. I had asked my husband beforehand, do you love me? Are you sure about it? Because I find when
Yeah.
you don't, I will die.
Continuing down the list, then we have Pink Buzz episode 22. That was Trakovi for the Trakovi Kickstarter. This remains. I love this episode because this is where we got to meet Adrian, who's become a great friend and comes on the show all the time. So that'll always have great memories of that one. What else? Let's keep going. Arcane was a fun one. EPHK.
I think
The first time we had him on.
season for that though. I mean, god damn, it's
Yeah. I don't know.
it was
It's been
early.
a while.
They were just like, we'll just leave it alone then. Like
It was so good, but maybe that's why they're probably making sure it
it's like
matches the quality.
I didn't mind listening to Imagine Dragons when that show was on. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
Let's be
Actually-
real. Let's look at your last played right now. Radioactive.
Yeah. When the first time we had EPHK on, I know Johnny was super excited about that, and we hit it off great with Nick. That was even Nick says we're the only podcast he wants to go on. He doesn't want to go on anyone else's podcast, and Johnny's like, "Come on, dude, you got to go. You got to promote your stuff. Go on other people." He's like, "Nah, don't really feel like it." So we're like, "Cool, man. That's flattering for us. Thanks." After that, we had Richard Morgan, which remains the most watched episode we've had. The first time we had Richard on, super nice guy, put us all in his comics. So, shout out to Richard. He's been on 3 times, I think. He came on a month ago for his Kickstarter, which just wrapped up last weekend, or 2 weekends ago. Then he came on and did the Cali episode, which was great just to have him on, just to not having to sell himself or anything. He could just come on and shoot the shit, and we talk comics without having to sell his wares.
He's genuinely one of the nicest persons that I've ever met.
Yeah.
In general,
Truly.
not
Yeah.
outside of comics and everything. One of the kindest and understanding. He's a really cool guy.
Yeah, super cool guy. Yeah. Then we hit the pig episode. Our first episode with Cookie. That was a fun episode. And a great movie. So I love this episode because I was like this The Color of Space and this movie made me regain my faith in Nick Cage. Like after those are 2 movies that came out in short span of time that I was like, fuck, man, he's back. So.
And Mandy. But yeah,
Mandy, Wally's. We did an episode on Wally's Wonderland as well, which we were big fans of that movie, and that's a really fun movie. So there's that one as well. We did a little bit before, I think.
And I have the comic run because I was like, oh, my daughter would love this because she loves FNAF. And then I read it and I said, oh, maybe wait till you're 12.
Yeah, and that's it. We were trying to get Cookie on the show, and she was like, I don't know, like people are always a little intimidated to talk about comics. So I was like, then I found out you're a super fan of Pig. And that was a movie I wanted to watch. So I'm like, I got her.
You yanked her by the tail.
Yeah, that's it. I fucking yanked the little tail.
You got her by the little tail, and you said, I know you're going to do this.
Yeah, so and she bit. No hesitation. Yep. Yeah.
And it's funny because I think of y'all now every time I play like Stardew Valley, which is like a farming game, and I raise my pigs, and they're, they get truffles for me. And so I think of you guys every time I collect a truffle.
Yeah, and that's how we roped Cookie in, and she's been on quite a few episodes ever since then, which is great. It's always fun to have Cookie in the house.
You could do your makeup like per Cage character too. That would be really interesting. Do the little wisps for Con Air. The little, the very thin hair.
Movie themed makeup jobs. Yeah.
Hummingbird. I'm coming home, Hummingbird. Love that.
Emily Was Gone. I love that episode. That was a fun episode. That's where we talked about the
Old Lady Bush.
Old Lady Bush. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Had some good how do we get there moments on that one.
Or we know how you got there moments.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Another fun episode that I really enjoyed is something I put together was the horror alphabet we did last year for Halloween.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that was fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had a good time. I really enjoyed that episode. We had fun.
Do it again. I don't care.
Yeah, you want to do it again this year? But I mean, there hasn't
like aggressive and nonchalant at the same time.
I don't care.
I don't care. Do it.
But I mean, we went through it once, so it's like I don't know. There's only so many horror movies come out a year to add new material.
And put up the list so we can't pick the same ones we picked. That would be hard.
Take the episode down, like
I've
it for a little while.
This is the original one.
Yeah.
Well, it's hard for people to think of letter W movies. So
yeah, well, you could do War of the Worlds. I mean, that would count in sci-fi horror.
I meant to say U. I think it was.
Oh, okay.
Oh no, was it Y? Yeah, Y was the one that everybody had a lot of.
Or Q. Q was a hard one too.
Quiet Place. What else would there be?
Yeah.
Quiet Place 2?
Yeah.
No, it's A Quiet Place, so it didn't count.
No, it can. I don't see why not. That's like a the, you know what I mean?
Yeah, A's and Th's don't count.
Okay, all right.
For games like that.
I don't know what it's like in Canada, but no, I'm just kidding.
I thought when we played that game, we made it clear that rule wasn't in place.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'd have to. I don't remember. It was last year, so like I said, my memories.
Yeah, the hot springs, we got you.
Yeah, exactly. The hot springs got me. Oh, Phil's in the house. I just noticed now. Sorry, Phil. How's it going?
Or for the hard theme, Black Phillip, but not actually black. Disclaimer.
Then shortly after that, we did our first music episode, which, man, that was a blast. I love doing the first music episode. We just did a show and tell of vinyls and stuff like that. It was a really fun episode. Fulci had a lot of cool vinyl. Yeah, showing that stuff off.
Those music episodes are what made me be like, maybe I should be an adult and like listen to more than what my kids listen to now. Because I found myself over the years slowly losing my music identity and only listening to podcasts. And then when I listened to the first, couple episodes and I even listened to a couple of the playlists you put together.
Oh, that's true. Yeah. Putting together the playlist for the episodes.
And I was like, I need to get it together because I do like music. I'm just so like, I'm very much well. I come across it organically. Like if I hear something, I'm like, oh, that's cool, and then I'll get into it. But
well, that was spawned from our New Year's potluck that we did. I did a New Year's resolution where I had to listen to new music every week. Yeah, we had Schlepzig on that episode too. I think he came on. I think Mel was there as well, and that's when I made it.
I've been doing that lately, except for not music you would listen to.
Well,
Olivia
it doesn't matter.
Rodrigo's album is so sick. And I feel like
listen,
such a soccer mom. I'm like 40. I'm like 34, but am I 34? Yeah, I'm 34. And I'm like listening to the new Olivia Rodrigo album. Like my 7th grade boyfriend just broke up with me, and my daughter is horrified. She's like, "Why do you know all the words to this?" And I'm like, "Listen,
'Cause
I
it's
too
dead,
was an
okay.
all-American bitch."
Yeah, so I mean, it doesn't matter. Adrian comes on the show and he picks like definitely adds a lot of variety. He picked what was that one?
He picked the album I even listened to, and I didn't even know that David Bowie sang on it. Like I just thought
the Tin Machine.
yeah, like it was a really cool band, and I listened to it, and like I didn't not know, and like he started talking about like David Bowie being in it, and I'm like, I completely missed that when I listened to it. But
He also picked that Leanna whatever when we did debut albums. What's her name?
Yeah, Leanne Rhymes.
no, she has like a cartoon villain name. She sounds like she kills Dalmatians. What's her name?
I can't remember what her name is.
Lana Del Rey or something
Oh,
like that.
I love Lana. Now she sounds like she kills Dalmatians.
Yeah, Adrian picked that, and I listened to it, and I was like, man, it's pretty good. Like, I enjoyed that album, her debut album. Yeah, it was really good. So, see, I mean, it doesn't have to be punk or hardcore, or like we're open to listen to all kinds of stuff. So
The best thing about Lana Del Rey is like when you tell people you listen to her, they just automatically assume that you drink Diet Coke and smoke cigarettes, and you're sad.
And you're sad.
see, if you're on the episode, you could have added that little bit, and it would have been great, funny stuff, good stuff. So man, don't feel it. See, this is the thing we try to tell people.
Yeah.
We're not experts. Well, Johnny's pretty good when it comes to comics. I mean, he's hard to stump on anything. He's almost an encyclopedia there. But when it comes to everything else, and even then, you know, we don't care if you're a casual fan, a super fan, or we just want to shoot the shit, right? About anything. So,
which brings me to my next segment for the series. I would love to do a show where we only talk Imagine Dragons. And we can call it Imagined Dragons. Like we have imagined them before. No?
Yeah. I mean,
I think it sounds great.
We'll work it out in the DMs.
No, I'm just kidding. He never messages me again.
Blocked. As soon as the episode.
But Lana
Actually,
Del
I'm
Rey,
blocking
that's
you right now.
Such a great suggestion. I've never smoked Virginia Slims, but I just know that's what her like mouth tastes like.
Oh.
And I want to smoke. It makes you want to smoke a cigarette. No lie.
She'd at least be smoking ultra lights, man. Like really.
Or like when what's it called? Like the little extended filter, like back in the day, like a little metal.
Oh yeah.
tip.
Yes. Cigarette holder. Yeah. Look at who's here.
Hey,
Adrian, what is up? We were just talking. We were just adjacently talking about you.
All good things, I'm sure.
Oh,
yeah, actually,
your music choices.
Nice.
Yeah, we're talking about the Lana Del Rey.
The Lana Del Rey, the album pick?
The debut album. Yeah, we're talking about the music episodes we were doing, and because she was like, oh, I don't know, I listened to. I was like, listen, Adrian comes with some quite the varied choices. So I mean, and listen, we listened to that album. I loved it. It was good, and so we're trying to get Elle to come on to a music episode in the future. She feels a little, I don't know, like her music is musical choices have been
the deep side told me enough.
Yeah, that's it. Like Baby Shark is not like probably won't make the cut, you know? Like
we've all heard it. We all love it.
Yeah, exactly. Going down the list. We covered a lot of like cool indie movies like Buffalo 66. Attack the Block on our Buzz Bites. That was we had quite a few good Buzz Bite episodes with some interesting movies.
Is this wallpaper in your house, Adrian?
It is. Yeah,
I'm obsessed with it.
It's in my house. Yeah.
I love
Very
it
nice.
so much.
Yeah.
Very rustic, man. I dig it.
Every time
Yeah.
I play The Sims, I put a similar wallpaper up.
Baroque everywhere.
I do, yes.
Rocking the Metalhead Samurai.
That's right. Yeah. It fits
Yeah.
really good, actually. Yeah.
Yeah, Dylan's shirt. I have to get Dylan on the next time we
Good
do a
night,
music
Tara.
episode.
Yeah.
Night Tara. He's been buying a lot of vinyl lately and some really cool vinyls. So we'll have to do another show and tell and have Dylan come on and show off some of his collection.
Yeah, he's got really good taste.
That Judge Dredd one he posted.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Yeah.
that's a nice. That was the packaging, everything. Oh,
Yeah.
that's a good one. I was jealous when I saw that.
Yeah.
Man, then I think we're getting close to the end. That pretty much sums up a lot of what we've touched on.
Oh, did I show up at the end here? Is that it?
No, but I was just
Oh.
scrolling through stuff like that we've talked about in the past.
Right.
Reminiscing about all the stuff we've done, and yeah, we've had Patrick Kidlin. He's up there now. He's getting close to being the most watched episode. He's at 400 views. Not too bad, not too shabby. Oh, the Renfield Evil Dead Rise episode. That was a pretty fun one.
Yeah.
Cookie unfortunately let us down with that one.
I know. I'm very sorry.
I was shocked you didn't like Renfield because it
So
seemed
was
so.
I.
I was shocked. I said it was a comedy, and you were like, no.
I just saw it actually a couple weeks ago. It was okay.
Yeah.
It was all right. I didn't mind it. Yeah.
Wasn't bad.
It was like a fun summer movie. I thought.
It's exactly what it was. Yeah, it was just a fun romp.
The bear episode was fun. That was one of our more recent ones. We had shortly after that we had Dave Cook on, which was great because Johnny loves that guy, and Killtopia is a fantastic comic. So that was cool. And now we're here. That was the before last episode. After that we had Steve Urena, and that was our last interview for the Pink Buzz. And yeah. So yeah, man, Adrian, man, thanks for the.
Oh yeah, cool. I totally forgot the gig poster too. I'm so sorry.
That's all right.
I'll send it. I'll send it separately. So there you go.
Yeah.
Look at that. Yeah.
The first Wallace drawing.
Nice. Yes. So
And,
you never know. You never know.
Homage for the vinyl, the Kickstarter vinyl to the Beastie Boys.
There you go.
Pretty cool.
There you
Are
go.
you keeping? Are you keeping yourself a bunch of this stuff for when you go to cons?
No, I'm not gonna be taking anything like that to the cons. No, I gotta figure out what I'm gonna be doing for the cons. Like I'm not sure yet. I don't know. It's not till next year. So I'll figure it out by then. Yeah.
We went over your idea for the monthly segment, the dollar bins, y'all. We talked about that a little. Yeah. So that should be fun. Yeah, we'll be hitting those up. We'll see. We'll play it by ear the first episode to see how long of a runtime is adequate for that. But
it's gonna be funny because I'm sure the books I'll pick up, everyone's gonna be like, yeah, I'll be like, oh my god, have you heard of this, right? And so I'm looking forward to it, though.
Yeah, it should be fun.
Yeah, I just I don't know. I'm just trying to find something new. You know what I mean? Just something new, something kind of obscure, and it's like I finally dropped. I had Daredevil in my pull file for the longest time, so I'm canceling that this week. After I don't know, it's gonna be my last Marvel title on my file. So I don't know.
Because it's concluding, or because
I can't. You know what I mean? I can't take. I think they're rebooting it again.
Yeah.
Like starting with another number one, and it's
serious?
like,
Oh geez.
fuck. I just I can't take it anymore. It's just that shop out of New York, was it Pulp 716? So they had done they posted just the other day on Twitter, X or X Twitter, or the fuck they call it, and they're talking about how a majority of their clientele are canceling the X-Men series, the X-Men titles.
It took them long enough.
Yeah, and anyway, so if you go through the comment thread, it's popped up a few times where people just kind of getting tired of this reboot over and over and over again, and
Well, these are all younger people, right? I'm assuming because they started reading when they're younger, and now they're starting to realize every 2-3 years, they just reboot everything, do a big crossover that resets everything, and
Well, that and like the
like-
current X run has like a built-in reboot in Krakoa, right?
Mhm.
So like every issue could technically be a reboot because you could die and just come back. It doesn't matter. The
Man, that's-
stakes are
that-
very low. In
It's starting to become
X-Men.
a dirty word. It's a dirty word to me now. Reboots. I just don't. As soon as I hear, it, I'm like, oh no. It's like with the DC one. At first I was kind of excited because it was James Gunn, but now I'm not so excited anymore. Because I just feel like they're still trying to like. They still got Aquaman 2 that's still got to come out. Blue Beetle bombed, even though I like Blue Beetle a lot.
I haven't seen it yet.
The Flash bombed, right? And I liked Flash. So it's like it feels like they're just I don't know. It's like when's the reboot happening? What is technically the start of the reboot? You know what I mean? I don't know. It's so I don't know.
It's a mess.
It's an absolute mess. They should have just like maintained what they had. You had your Justice League, just maintain that, and then just slowly just introduce like new characters, right? Like Black Adam, they introduced like a bunch of new characters. Just keep doing that. Just keep adding on. Like, I mean, everyone's like, no one's buying this, like, restart kind of thing with them. It's just, I don't know how much you've gone through.
Stop making everything connected to one another. Like, I think that's why Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 works so well.
Yeah.
Is because it didn't tie to any of the other stories going on.
Absolutely.
It was like its own thing that wrapped up its own little story. And
yeah.
That's why it works so well. Because you didn't have to go and watch a million other things to get the little Easter eggs or the puns here and there. And
yeah. And it's just, I don't know. I'm kind of getting tired of the pandering, with like, bringing crossovers, like people into, like the whole multiverse kind of thing. Right? With Deadpool 3 now, right? Like they're, so the rumor now is Daniel Radcliffe has been cast in Deadpool 3. And so right away, people are thinking like, like he's going to be, a Logan, like a Wolverine variant, right?
Okay.
And so it's just like, I don't know. It's just, it's such bad form. I mean, I'll go see it. I'll probably enjoy it and all that, but I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm with you right there. More standalone movies would be good.
Yeah.
Well, maybe if like the Elseworld stuff does really well, they'll be like, oh, this stuff is great. Maybe we should just focus on this.
Yeah, maybe they're going to try and see like which character like resonates more with audiences, just kind of see what the social media, fallout is going to be and see kind of who comes ahead in the popularity and, like an informal poll and then run with that, I guess. I don't know. Honestly, I just
they are doing that a little bit with the Sparkle Batman and with the Joker movie, right? Those are
but also I'm gonna need
The
you to
what
put some
Batman?
respect
Sparkle
on
Batman.
Oh, I get it. Yeah, sorry, I'm a little slow.
on Edward Wayne.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I wasn't a big fan of that movie anyway. So
I liked it a lot.
it was okay.
Yeah.
I thought it was amazing.
It was the only movie that I watched like multiple times. It came out last year, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
I've
the only
seen it
movie
so
I
many
watched
times
like
now.
3
Yeah.
or
Well,
4 times last
We
year.
could do. That's another one we could do with Batman, where I could just rip it apart and you guys could all gang up on me. So there's 3 now.
Honestly, it's a little bit too personal for me. I have an
Mandy.
emotional attachment to
Looks
Robert
Ashton.
Pattinson, so
Batman. I'm gonna. Man, people are gonna.
It's a
I'm gonna
Batman.
become enemy number 1, man. Yeah.
I started rewatching Batman Forever again.
Mhm.
I don't know.
Oh, with
Val Kilmer? Yeah, you know what? Actually, that was actually pretty good.
It wasn't bad. I enjoyed it.
I think it's because because Batman and Robin was so god awful that the stink was so strong that it kind of resonated and sort of like stained Batman Forever for me. But yeah, hitting it again, I was pleasantly, it was okay.
That's one with Riddler as
Two-Face.
Gary,
Yeah.
Two-Face, yeah.
There's a really funny podcast called For Me, incredibly true like crime podcast, and it's like Batman, but it's Bobby Moynihan playing Batman, and he's like, it's me, Bathu Man. And it's like in each episode he like interrogates like another member of like the Gotham family and to basically prove that you're not the person who killed my parents. And it's so funny.
I watched Turtles, man. Hey, Johnny.
And?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
really liked it, and I didn't see
Man.
what. It didn't really remind me. Like they said Riz a couple times, but I didn't think that like they made it too like much like. Somebody was saying like they said that it was like how too much like how kids talk nowadays, and I didn't
Isn't
get
that the
at all.
point? Wasn't that the point though?
Yeah, because they are
Like
teenagers.
they're
in this movie.
teenagers.
Yeah.
But
It was good. I liked it.
I thought the song was easy to understand, except for like the part where they were talking about the bacon, egg, and cheese. But like I just thought they were just being goofy kids. Like I didn't.
No, the bacon, egg, and cheese, and the Bev. Come on, you don't watch.
Right?
I'm not from New York, but I watch enough TikTok to know New York lingo, and so don't forget the Bev.
Well, isn't that also something they hit on in the Harley Quinn movie? Her little egg sandwich.
Yeah, bacon, egg, and
breakfast,
the bodega breakfast. It's
That was a
yeah.
great scene. I love that scene
Mhm.
because like I it's like because I love a good bacon and egg sandwich, right?
Yes.
Like a good price
Oh
on
yeah.
it. That scene hurt. It really like it's
Mhm.
funny. It's
Uh-huh.
just like it felt like it's funny. It was like because it was a death scene, but it's amazing how connected you were to that character being sandwiched, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, I really felt for her. It's like it's funny like whenever we watch movies now, my wife will kind of notice where like where they're in a seating situation and they take like a couple bites and then they talk and they leave and she always gets preoccupied with the food that's left back because it's like it's never really eaten. They're never gonna take out container, right? I mean, it was just served to them like minutes ago, kind of thing, right? So yeah.
That's another.
Especially in fresh, I'm like, you did not finish that plate. That was a $300,000 plate of meat.
Yeah.
They do cigarettes a lot in movies too. Like they'll light it up, like take a drag, and then just throw it right down and like
Mhm.
Threw it away.
Yeah.
does that because cigarettes are like $80 nowadays. Like wasteful if you
Guys
do.
on Birds of Prey. Yeah.
Mhm.
Welcome to the gang, man. It's
Eggs,
it's
bacon,
a
egg, and cheese.
yeah, it's a great breakfast. Great
Mhm.
breakfast sandwich.
Yeah.
I also watched The Last Voyage of the
Demeter.
It was long and it was boring. I mean, it wasn't that it was boring. I just felt like it could have been compacted a little bit. It drug on, but I will say, every time you got a little glimpse of him, I was chuckling. I said, "Look at his little body. Look at that body.
He's a fierce little thing.
Yeah, look at that little, just a little pale thing running around. give him an outfit. I'm sure he would stop being so mean. And it was. I didn't dislike it. It just was long. It was long. It felt long.
Yeah, it was okay. It was an average movie,
Hmm.
you know.
And like
If
the
you
whole
like-
time it was weird because like they didn't. He never brought up his race, but then like 3/4 of the way through, he's like, "I was the first black." I said, "Oh, now you want to bring up that you were black?" I said, "Get out of here."
It's probably an oversight in the script. They're like, "Oh shit."
Yeah, because even from the beginning,
know?
I was like, nobody's gonna say anything, like nobody, and then it was like he's already on the ship, he's already established on the ship, and then he's like, I wasn't like the first black person. I said, okay, get out of here. It doesn't count now. You guys are all on evil level playing ground now.
Yeah, so that's what we watched over the holidays. Our holiday. Yeah.
In the woods or when you got home?
The Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles we watched yesterday,
Okay.
and the one night we were just chilling out at the house, and
Okay, but not outside, because I would have been like, nah, I'm not watching this with you in the outside.
no, when we were camping, no.
Okay.
And then I got Adrian's curse. I caught a cold on the 3 days before we were leaving.
Fucking bullshit. Yeah, something like cold when you're on vacay.
Yeah, it took me out for one day, but
God, unreal. Yeah.
Was that Cookie? You got a cold too?
No, just a cough forever.
Oh, a perpetual cough.
smoker's cough.
Yes.
Hey, so
Virginia
so I
Slims. With the metal
Some
tip.
sadness. Not until right.
So I finally
Yeah,
saw we got Apple TV, so I started watching Ted Lasso for the first time.
Yeah.
Fuck me, man. I'm like addicted, like heroin
It's good.
addicted to this show.
Mhm.
So
Tell me
yeah.
what episode cemented it for you, because I've tried to watch the first episode several times, and I'm not hating on it. I'm not, but I'm truly like, what is this? And I've tried so many times. I've watched the first episode, and I've never gotten past it. So
You know what it is? I think what it is like, I don't know. I think it sounds kind of whatever, like schmaltzy kind of weird. It's almost like the positivity just kind of really resonated with me. You know what I mean? Because it's like, it was actually something that's, like I said, it was something positive. I don't know.
It's wholesome.
It's wholesome.
Yeah.
There you go. You know,
Wholesome television.
Yeah, it's got this like throwback 80s kind of like, I was gonna say Highway to Heaven, but it's just like this like
Yeah. I used to don't diss Highway to Heaven. I watched it weekly when I was a kid.
I know, us too, man. Highway to Heaven was like awesome, right? It was almost like this like, I always felt like it was a tie-in to like, you know, I don't know, you know, just him, like he's always walking down the highway, right? Always reminded me of like Bruce Banner, right? The Bill Bixby show. I always felt it was like this weird kind of whatever connection to it. Anyway, so Ted Lasso, I don't know what it is. It's just like, because like I love I love English football, and so I kind of resonated like that right away. Kind of hit me. But like I said, I just I really like Jason Sudeikis. More
I
so
love
when
Jason Sudeikis.
you know when
SNL,
when he really solidified, like my love for Sudeikis solidified when I think COVID just started, and there was I think it was the Golden Globes or something, and he won for Ted Lasso, and they went to him. Everyone's like dressed up at home, and they go to him. He's got a pullover hoodie, stoned as fuck, right? His eyes are completely glazed over. He's just like, yeah, thank you, right? It was just fantastic. It was so like real, and yeah. Anyway, so I'm on season 2, like episode 4, and it's like funny. I just like, I feel like every time I'm like, okay, I'm gonna stop here, and it's like 3 episodes later, I'm like, I gotta go to bed. And you know, so I go to bed. I bring my phone with me. I'm like, okay, I'll just get 1 episode in, and it's just
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try again because I do have Apple TV. I've been foolishly watching Silo, even though everybody told me it ends horribly.
Which one is that one?
Is it limited?
Silo?
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm only like 4 episodes in, and I like it so far. But everybody's like, "Oh, it's an awful show," and I'm like, "Okay, we'll see."
Hijack was really
the one
good.
about it's like they live in the silo like underground, and they say above ground is bad. But prove it, basically, and so people have been leaving.
Is it a whole dystopian thing?
Yeah.
Yeah. I can't do dystopian right now. I just like, I put, whenever I see a dystopian show, I'm like, I'll put a pin in it, and I'll get to it when I'm in that mode. Walking Dead damaged me so much for like 8 seasons.
I am stuck on season 8 of The Walking Dead, and I floated this idea to Leah.
How'd you get that far?
Because I had been watching from the beginning, and so I'm at the part.
Where do you think I started?
Look, so
you're a completionist.
So I'm at the part with like the whole Carl thing, and this season, even though I know what's happening, it's such a heavy and depressing show. It feels like you can't breathe. Like they don't give you any room to breathe in it. And it's like, I'm like, I don't think they thought this through. Like, it's so heavy at this point that I'm just like, I already know. I read the comics, and I know there's differences, and I appreciate each version of it. But I just got to season 8. I got to the Carl episodes, and I was like, they're dragging this on like it's an anime. And I'm like, please just move on. Let's move on from Negan.
There's no hope. It feels like there's just no hope.
Yes, it's so oppressive, and I want to get past it because I want to get to like the new series because I'm curious about them. But it just feels like so. And I even started rewatching Fear the Walking Dead recently, and I remembered why I didn't like it originally is because that the main character's like son, he was such like a Johnny Depp tryhard.
Yes.
It was embarrassing to watch. He was so method acting, and I was like, stop.
So cringe. I can't stand it.
Yeah, I always felt that was like the worst franchise to keep adding on to. It's like,
and they keep doing it. They keep going.
How about some more, depression on top of your depression, right? Like, it was just like, oh.
And so the idea of Fear the Walking Dead, I was excited for it because I thought it was really going to be like a proper lead up to the events, not here's the drop in during the events and we're showing you 2 episodes before everything goes to shit. And so one of my favorite like story, like types of stories are like the things leading up to Devastation, right? And so
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
thought it was gonna be more of that, but it really wasn't. It was really just like, this is already happening. This is just a different perspective. And I said, I didn't want this. I kind of wanted like maybe something more, just more before and more a clue into what was actually happening.
Yeah, Last of Us was kind of like, it was hard for me to get into that at first because, like I said, I was so done with Walking Dead, and so when I started watching that, I'm like, this is just The Walking Dead all over again. And then eventually, I don't know what it is, that show just hooked me. Like just halfway through, like I said, I was
Yeah.
focused more on the relationship.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah,
And
it was
then
more about that than anything.
Yes, it was. Everything else was just background to me.
And me being like a super fan of the game series from like when it first dropped, it's me convincing all my friends. I was like, it's totally different. It's mushrooms. It's fungi. It's different.
Yeah. Actually, I watched a couple other movies now that I think of it. On the flight to, on our flight to Calgary, I watched The Boogeyman.
Depressing. That movie was so, and I really enjoyed it. I'm sorry to cut you off. I really enjoyed it, but also I'm like, okay, somebody laugh. Nobody. there was no let up at all, and I was like, wow, it was the first time I watched like a Stephen King adjacent movie where I was like, oh, there's no breathing room on this. This is like all sad all the time, all horrible things. It starts off horrible, in a good way. It starts off horrible. It begins horrible. The middle is horrible. I'm like, this is all bad stuff. This is all
a little
horrible.
bit, kind of Sixth Sense vibes a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, like how it just starts where you're like, fuck.
Yes, they started, and I said, wait a minute.
What was the other? Oh, I watched The Dishwasher, Plongeur. That's a Quebec movie. Whatever. It wasn't bad.
Oh, The Dishwasher? No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah. And I still had time to kill because it's like, what, a 4.5 hour flight into Calgary. So I watched the first 2 episodes of season 4 of Succession.
You did it.
Back on it. Welcome back.
Oh my god.
Eldest boy behavior.
How we feeling, Joe?
Well, if we're gonna do the episode where I bash it, I gotta watch all the seasons, right? So I gotta watch that 4th season. Yeah. I mean, it's the same bullshit. I mean, you've seen season 1, you've seen season 4. I mean, it's.
No.
How many seasons? It was 5 seasons or 4?
4.
It was 4?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's the final. It's the final season, so which just wrapped up 3 months ago, probably something like that.
Yeah.
But forever in our hearts. Yeah.
So I'll have to get back to it when I know we're gonna do this show. I'll finish watching the 4th season.
And it's wild because you already said that you would do the rap.
The what?
The Kindle rap.
The Kendall rap.
No, I never agreed to that.
Oh, okay. What do we have to do to convince you?
That's it. That was in your mind. I don't know where you came up with that, but
okay, my bad.
If you thought it was brutal when he did it, it's gonna be like 5 times more brutal when I do it. So
well, it's just with the recent revelation that we're probably cousins, I just thought maybe you would indulge a family member.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Rap for L.
See, I would go and do. I'm almost tempted to go send an ancestry thing in just to see if we are related.
Yeah.
But it's not enough to convince me to send my DNA.
Oh no, I totally get it. And you want to know how petty I am? They give you this option that's like, you don't have to share your DNA with police and stuff like that. You could opt out of it. But I'm so petty that I want my paternal family members to go to jail that I could share
every time.
Share with police departments. All of you guys go to jail. Never commit a crime under my name, DNA, because
yeah. Me, it's just I don't know. What if I don't know. What if I have some kids?
You afraid they're gonna clone you or something?
I don't know if I'm ready to handle having a 20-year-old son.
Not a 20-year-old son.
I'm getting old. If I do have any kids, they would be about that age now.
What would that be in months? So you're like, I have a 2,400-month-old son.
Yeah. So I don't know if I'm capable of dealing with that. So yeah.
And you know what? That's like the most honest response to parenthood. I don't know if I'm ready.
I don't know if I'm ready for 20-year-old
20 years later.
Yeah. Yeah, it's heavy stuff, man. I don't know.
Mhm.
You know, it rocks your world.
It's
I
like
don't know.
15
It
people.
could turn out good, or or it could turn out disastrous. So
But also if you know like people adjacent to you, if they do it, it'll still pop up and they could be like, "Oh, I think you might be."
well, there was one instance where I was like, "Oh shit," where one of my exes had a picture of a kid,
Mhm.
and I was like, "Blonde." The kid had blonde hair on Facebook, and I'm like, "Is that like your sister's kid or something?" She's like, "No, it's mine." I was like, "How old is he?"
Not how old is he?
And then she like tells me like when he was born. I'm like, "Holy fuck." That's close
Doing
to the
quick
last
math?
time. Yeah, I did some really quick math.
Then he blocked.
And
I don't want to know.
so, I mean, I was like, I think I'm good by. I think I was good by at least 2 or 3 months. So,
Weeks,
Yeah.
days.
Yeah.
yeah. So,
Well, I initially did it because I know I have siblings from my dad, but he's deceased, so I wouldn't be able to ask him, obviously, unless we, the little Ouija. And then my mom actually my biological mom put up, a kid for adoption before she had us. And so
Jesus.
she doesn't have any access to those records. So, like, the only way would be if she would have submitted her DNA somewhere. So I'm like the only one of my siblings who would pay for it. So I just went ahead and did it myself.
Yeah. When you brought that up, I was like, damn, that's really close to.
It's weird.
It's
I was telling.
It's a very real possibility that we are very related.
Don't say very distant. Dang, I have a white mom.
Super distant.
Super distant. No,
fairly
I
distant.
had to tell Joe. I was like, no, my mom is white. It's not my black side. And he was like, okay, now it makes sense.
What did you say? Vermont white, right?
Yeah.
Because a lot of people from where I live moved to Vermont, right? So
yeah, my mom's family they're settlers from Quebec.
Quebec, yeah.
Vermont.
So yeah, it was just funny when you brought that up. At first, I thought you were just joking, like you do,
No,
just
I was
talking
serious.
shit. I was like, oh, okay, whatever. Then you're like, no, like,
It never
serious.
crossed my mind until you started talking about regions, and I was like, I just saw
Yeah.
this somewhere, and I was like, oh, on my ancestry.
Yeah. So there you go, man. That's another Pink Buzz.
Mhm.
Degrees of
New segment. We might be related? Question mark.
Yeah, we'll do
What's
some
that show with
digging.
the celebrities? Like
We'll do some
Who Am I or
research,
something?
and every month we'll come back with what we've dug up, and get to the bottom of it. Yeah. Yeah. So man, Pink Buzz, man. I'll have nothing but fond memories of like the old show and what we called it, and like we said, it was originated out of not overly mean-spirited joking, but slightly mean-spirited, the name. So, and it's got ties to other people that were on the show in the beginning that frankly we don't speak to anymore. So, it was time that we made a change, and it reflects more Johnny and I and the other people that are on the show. So just drop the buzz altogether, and it makes sense. It makes sense to change it. So yeah. And like I was saying, we went through all the episodes. Like Adrian's here; he's been on the episode multiple times. Had him on, and we've actually I've developed a lot of good friendships through doing this show. Like just getting out of my. I'm a little introverted, so it forced me to like get out there and interact with people a little more.
Mm-hmm.
So and we'll always be grateful for that, and we'll keep it going. Just in a slightly different way. What's that?
Killing Dalmatians.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I do want to make one request though going forward. Is there a way I can get like an intro theme song? You know?
For when you pop on.
Yeah, you know how it's like, how like Don Rickles always had like, whenever he's on the Tonight Show, like they always play like this, like, I don't know, this kind of like mariachi kind of like whatever, or
Like
a little
wrestling
horn music.
intro, kinda
Yeah, something.
like a mischievous giggle and like dun 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 dun. dun.
Well,
Something,
let's
yeah.
say if we got like let's
Said
say
entrance ring music.
what if we got like some Slovak themed song, or,
Absolutely great. Yeah.
like on Snatch, don't they have like kind of a
They do, yeah, for Boris the Blade. They got something for him. Yeah.
Boris the Blade? We'll find something like that for you.
Done. Thank you. That's all I asked.
Yeah.
Nice balalaika music for Adrian.
Yeah. Or
Grease.
you could if you find something, just send it to us and we'll queue it up for when you're on.
I just might have something for you.
Yeah, is it? Because I know YouTube's a little anal about
Gotta watch that copyright.
Yeah, they're really bad about that. I guess we looked into it because remember for the music episodes, you're like, oh, we should play the music, but it ain't a possibility on YouTube.
No, I got some Yugoslavian mariachi music, so
Okay.
I can maybe just I don't know how we could do that.
I think if you recreate it vocally, it'll be fine.
I'll figure it out. We'll figure it out together.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
I think that would be great. No, I think that would fit perfect.
Beautiful. Thank you.
Yeah.
Because I didn't want to put Cookie on the spot, but we do have a Caged Love song that we've been working on.
Serious?
No.
Oh, hi.
No.
Nice. I can't wait to hear it.
What is it? The Step Brothers quote? I'm a mix of Jesus and Fergie. The songstress of my time.
Mm-hmm.
Were you joking or are you serious?
Oh, I was definitely joking. I think you guys would never ask me on again if you heard me sing.
I was excited. You got me
I was
so
like, oh.
excited for like a split second. I was like, maybe she's being serious right now.
No.
I was like, damn, this will
No,
be.
I don't.
And the worse it is, the better it would be, right?
No, I know, and that's the thing. I'm like, do I want to be known for that or?
I don't know. It's like that guy that pulls out a guitar at a party. You're like,
Ball guy, yeah.
Yeah, but this only lasts like 20 seconds, right? Not moving, so, and then you don't hear it for a month. So
No,
that's not
until
bad.
somebody clips it and it's.
Oh yeah, yeah. Oh, we could have Liana sing a song for the.
And you know what's funny about that is I'm such a hater of her that she does have vocal range. That like one time she was singing and she was over here at my house and my husband was like, "Oh, girl, you can sing." I said, "She ain't no Mariah." I was just hating on her. So now it's like a running joke with like her and my husband, like she ain't no Mariah. And I'm like, 'cause I was hating. I was like, "You never complimented my singing." He was like, "Go ahead and sing." And I said, "You know what?
I'm giving you your shot. I'm giving you your shot. Take it.
You know I can't do that."
Yeah. Oh, what was your idea, Johnny? Again, it was the that's something Adrian might be interested in. Your
The
Big Two Tuesday.
Big Two's on Tuesday. Yeah.
Okay, let's ask Adrian. Big Two Tuesday or Big Tuesday?
Tuesday.
What is it? What's the show like about? What it was?
Big Two
Big Two. What?
Comics.
Marvel
Oh.
DC. Once a month,
Oh.
we'll talk about the
Big Two.
About Maroon 5 and
So-
Imagine Dragons, man. The Big Two.
Look, I just started I started watching One Tree Hill. I've never watched it before. And when She Will Be Loved started playing, I said, "Get out of here. I'm done with this show."
Oh my god! Yeah, it reminds me. I don't know. This is off topic. We're at Valley Village tonight, and I bought a copy of Predator 2, by the way, on DVD, which I'm kind of excited about.
nice.
Anyway,
That's a
so,
good one.
yeah, right. And then so they had like their CDs, like whatever. And I almost bought like a Color Me Bad CD. I don't know why. This is like I'll probably never listen to it, but it's funny.
Mhm.
But I don't know. I kind of regret I should have picked it up. So anyway, so two Tuesday or Tuesday, or it was just Tuesday.
Yeah. Big Two.
Yeah, like two
Big
Tuesdays, like
Tuesday.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
Tuesday.
TWO stay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or just a two. Yeah. Anyway, we could have some fun designing a logo with that.
I would like Big Tuesday. Big Tuesday.
Yeah.
'Cause
Okay, I guess.
That was very Canadian. Can you say it again?
Big Tuesday.
We'll
We
put
got-
a maple leaf in the.
Well, we got the Big Tuesday down the lodge.
Like a lunch special.
Yeah, there we go. We're gonna have Adrian do just a little.
That's a poutine and a...
We'll have Adrian just do a little soundbite for it for the intro.
Yeah. Oh, well, I was going to get in the car and go down to the bar, which isn't too far. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man! Never tell you. When I was at college or whatever, I worked at a Moxie's, and we had this one dishwasher, and he was from Antigonish, which I think is Nova Scotia. It's
Okay.
either Nova Scotia, New Brunswick. I don't know. Fuck, I can never get those two right. Anyway, I swear to God, and I cannot stress how true this is. He looked identical to John Candy in Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. The
Stop.
curly hair, the mustache, his fucking smile, everything about him. And it's like whenever I talked to him, whenever I brought dishes back to him, I just stared at him with like so much like affection, you know? Oh.
I feel like they did that with like John Gacy. What's his name? John Wayne Gacy. I feel like he had such an affectionate look to him.
From John Candy to John Wayne.
Oh my God.
He did not look cuddly.
Oh.
He had such
And-
a round, happy face. That
You're
it was-
soiling a
I'm sorry, I'm
Canadian
sorry.
icon.
That's
No.
That's wrong.
I'm
That is
sorry,
so
my
wrong.
apologies.
You're
And that-
disrespecting a former co-owner of the Toronto Argonauts.
The Argonauts, is that like a NASA team or?
and
It's part of it's a CFL team. It's our football league,
Canadian Star Trek.
Soccer?
Canadian Football League. No, so we have like
soccer
you
or
got,
like football, like
football. Like you guys have the NFL, we have the CFL.
But you guys
And-
became
Canadian, okay.
And
Oh,
what's funny is
Canadian
that-
Football League.
Canadian Football League.
Gotcha.
And what's funny
Gotcha.
is, and I always it's funny. People always laugh because like we have 8 teams, and there was a time when we had 2 of the teams had the same names.
yes, the Rough Riders.
The Rough Riders,
Or-
yeah. So it was the Saskatchewan Rough Riders and the Ottawa Rough Riders. I think the difference was one of them separated the 2 words. So it was
Yeah.
Rough Riders and Rough Riders.
Mm.
Oh my God.
It was like this, this Christopher Walken thing. The Rough Riders. Well, Rough Riders, yeah.
Not the roughly written.
no,
That-
that's down to Lodge on Sunday night.
Yeah.
She comes from out of town. Yeah. We all pool the money during the week. Yeah.
Yeah. That must be a nightmare for the announcers back in the day when those 2 teams played each other.
You just
Oh
have
my-
to Rough Riders and Rough Riders.
Yeah. Well, now they're called the Red Blacks.
Oh, I don't
So.
know if that's better.
Oh God.
You got bought by 5-year-olds, I see.
Yeah. What's your favorite color? Red, black.
Well, no, but the thing is, but everyone that goes to the games now, it's in Ottawa, so everyone actually wears like that red and black plaid,
Mhm.
Okay.
right? Which like every Canadian
Plaid,
owns at least
okay.
like one. I got like 2 of those shirts.
Yeah. Sounds comfy. I might have to root for them. I'm gonna be honest with you.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is like Atlanta Falcons colors. Because I know sports, but
Yay, sports.
yes, go sports. I also went to high school in Georgia, so my team was the Bulldogs, and we had Falcons colors, black and red. Unfortunately, I hope they lose homecoming. What's it called? Homecoming? Is that what it's called? Like the
first
big
game of the I think homecoming
A
is the
homecoming
first.
game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The
they
first
could
home game.
lose it. They just recently put up a thing, and this is how out of touch my high school is. They put up a thing on their Facebook alumni page, and they were like, "Hey, if you guys remember who the valedictorian was in your class, can you post it here?" And so like I tagged Leah. I was like, "Yeah, Leah was the valedictorian and the salutatorian." And I'm like, "You guys are like the high
Valedictorian.
school. Why don't you have records of this?" But we were like it was a new school. We were the first graduating class. So like I'll give them their allowances, but also come on, y'all. Come on, get it together.
That's just lazy.
I would never go to a reunion. I hate everybody, but you know what I mean? Leah, she's my bestie though, except for Cookie and Joe and Johnny and Adrian. Because unlike Johnny, I don't announce my besties on live.
It looked just like Adrian's drawing. Adrian's drawing looks just like my best friend. I can't help it, man.
He's gonna have to start drawing us too. When you said that you were, I remember on an episode a while ago, or like not too long back, you were mentioning how you were drawing, like, yeah, I'm drawing really ugly characters in this sex scene.
Yeah.
And then you posted like some pictures from it, and I was like, okay, they're not that ugly. So like, I shudder to think what he thinks is like truly ugly.
No, because I always get like my wife always like, you know, jokes and says, you just cannot draw a good looking woman, right? And it's like, and she's right, I just can't. So anyway,
Would
it's
she
fine.
be offended if you were like, this is just how I view women?
And then draw like a really good drawing, like a really pretty
This
woman.
is just how I see them.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I had this one guy on I forget what website it was, and so they reviewed the comic, right, Chikobi 1, and he said it looks like it was drawn by a 12-year-old middle schooler. I'm like,
I wish I would sell my child's artwork.
We should do an episode where we just go through all the different like pull quotes and reviews and just fucking
hell,
put those people on blast, man.
Oh man, I'm just like, yeah.
It would be fun. It would be fun. Like,
yeah. Well, it's funny though. I replied back to him, right? Like I actually replied back to him. Like I did this whole Ted Lasso thing. Like, oh, geez, I'm really sorry. You know, I didn't, whatever. And he replied back. He's like, oh, I meant no disrespect. I respect people that make comics. I'm like, you call me a fucking 12-year-old. You know?
He was like, but a super cool one.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, it's funny.
Nothing but respect.
Yeah.
That's
I was
pretty
actually
hard. That's pretty hardcore. Sequential went to his reunion with dynamite strapped to him.
You couldn't pay me to go to a high school reunion. It's not happening.
Oh yeah, we never did ours. Yeah.
I like your recent post too of the just random dudes.
Yeah.
Fuck man, it's just like it's just weird, and then it's like, and then so that graphic policy dude, he did a review, and it was a weird review. At first, it was like, oh, it's intriguing, you know, but it's like, I hate the character. I don't know how to cheer for him, and it's just like he was confused by it, and then at the end he goes, it's interesting, but that's not a good thing. I'm like, what the fuck does this mean? And it's just like, I was like, what are you talking about? And I don't know. So I'm just like, fucking hell, yeah. I
love that you respond though.
Well, you have to, right? And so, and I wasn't being a dick about it, right? And so, because
you weren't being. You're very. You're very polite about it though.
Yeah, but it's funny. But that seems to be whatever I get. I get good reviews and I get like confused reviews, right? Where it's like they're not sure what to do. They're not sure what to do with it, right? Who do you cheer for? I don't, you know. So anyway, it's fine. It's fine. Yeah, it gets tiring, but I don't know. Whatever. Fuck them.
Just imagine if you're like a Donny Cates, like.
Fuck, dude. You know what? It's funny.
He must get so much. Like you have to learn to tune it out, right?
So Kelly Thompson, Birds of Prey 1 came out.
Yeah.
Holy shit, man. Fuck, I feel bad for her. Like she just got into this whole hullabaloo where just people are just picking it apart, like just fucking. It was almost a point where it's like, come on, right? And I know, like, and also too, I think people are all of a sudden turning on Zdarsky recently.
Like all of a sudden.
Over what?
Like,
I can't remember what it was. I didn't care. To be honest, but...
So there's been this whole thing where it's like they've tried to like out every. Like the last 3 Batman writers for being like actual trash, like they're running for actual trash, and it was like, you mean Zdarsky, Tinian, and you know I forgot who the other person is. And I was like, you mean these guys who literally outsell like every other writer on the market? And you're entitled to your opinions, truly, but my policy has always been if I don't like something, I won't post about it. And that's that. Like, I
Yeah.
just won't say anything. And
Right.
it's not disrespectful or rude. Like, but truly, if I'm talking about something, it's because I genuinely want somebody else to enjoy it as well. Or
Yeah.
I know somebody who will enjoy it. Like, but to just hate is weird.
No, and you know what, too? I will never, I hope I didn't, I will never post anything negative about a book because I know how much work goes into it,
Yeah.
right? And
Unless it's Marvel and unless it's
Faceless, yeah.
Morbius.
Fuck that guy.
When Morbius was about to come out and they released a year before they released that Morbius like reboot, it was so bad. And I hate to shit on people's art because I know how much effort goes into it.
Yeah.
But it literally was like produced like it was, and I say this like on everything. That's the only book I've ever shit on in public. Is because like it was honestly so bad. It was awful. The writing was bad. The art was rushed. The pages were like cry on them or sweat, and the pages disintegrate. It was such a bad book.
I think though too. I think when it comes to the big two, like they're put at a different standard in terms of the artwork, right? And so I know for me, like I expect the artwork to be, you know, at a high level, right? And at a certain style, like, you know, almost like, you know, semi-realistic kind of thing, right? Nothing too stylized, I guess, is what I expect from those two. So yeah, like every now and then I'll kind of see something I'm like, really? This? Like, it's just a bit of a clunker. Yeah, but I gotta tell you though, I couldn't imagine. It's like, it's funny. It's like, you know, if you talk to creators, they'd be like, oh, my dream is to like write, you know, I want to write Batman. I want to write, you know, something for Marvel or DC. Fuck that.
Yeah, no.
There's no goddamn way I would write. I wouldn't even write fucking Squirrel Girl. You know what I mean? I would not. I couldn't imagine just the venom that I would get. Right? Like I get a little bit of venom
unless it was
for
intentional. Unless it was like, I know I'm about to get shit for this, but LOL. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I felt that way about Reptilian, right? Because Batman, because I felt like that was such a shit book. It was hilarious. I loved it. Absolutely loved it. And the fact that he was like suckle from my teeth. Come on, like you're not gonna get that in any other Batman title. And so when people were shitting on it, I'm like, you're missing the point, dude. Like he's laughing at y'all. He's laughing at you weirdo Batman readers that can't think outside the box. This is hilarious. And you have to be. And I think a lot of times people take themselves a little bit too seriously, and especially when you're writing these big two, it's like there's ways you can get around, like the rules per se of like writing them, and I feel like some people just don't try hard enough.
Yeah, I don't know how anyone can take it though. I just the criticisms, just because like, you know, when you stop and think of like how much hours you put into something, you know, and like how much time, and like, oh my god. So yeah, no, I totally respect people that just stick their necks out with those titles. Good on them, because I just like, nope.
Especially knowing that like they're not really gonna back you up in public. They kind of just let stuff come out, and they're like, okay, figure it out.
Are you talking about the publisher?
Yeah.
Oh god, yeah, you're on your own. You're on your own, and it's a very cruel business.
Especially when these like YA books drop, like when that Raven title dropped from DC, and a few other books. It's like it's not meant for you, like 35-plus-year-old, you know, cis men.
Yeah.
And they get so offended that it's not about them, and I'm just like, whoa, DC, like maybe just be like, hey y'all, it's okay, it's gonna be okay. We have this, you know, rated teen Justice League coming out for you, or Teen Titans coming out for you. Like this just wasn't for you. So it's like it's kind of a shame that they don't stick up more for their own creators. But
no,
also...
I know, and poor Kelly Thompson. Like I was following her the last week, and man, she's just like, she's out there. She's like confronting these people, and she has to explain like the stupidest fucking things, you know. Just you know, theory, history of certain characters. This character wouldn't say that about this character, and I'm just like, fucking hell. It almost gets to a point where it's like, write your own fucking book,
right?
You know, write your own book, because it's just like, you know, do a bootleg, do a fan story, right? Because obviously this isn't working for you, right?
All right, so that's a good segue to you're working on a bootleg, aren't you?
Oh, yes, I am.
Segue.
Yeah. Where's my music? my music.
Yeah. Oh shit! We don't have it.
There you go, Cookie.
There you
Can
go.
you turn her up? That's kind of what the Nick Cage song was like, but like not really.
It's close though. So close.
It was more like Wild Wild West, but
Oh, we could get that the Jason Lee song from Mallrats when he does his little. We could make that your intro song when he makes his little face when he's scratching the record there. Yeah.
it's just funny because in modern times, Jason Lee is not the Jason Lee you think you're referencing.
What do you mean?
Oh, there's a new Jason Lee who's more social media relevant.
Like he changed himself, or a
No,
different
like
person
there's
altogether?
another person who runs like a very, very popular urban blog named Jason Lee. So
Oh.
when you said that, I said Jason Lee.
Jason Lee, Jason Lee, the skateboarder who was in all the Kevin Smith movies.
You could just differentiate them by race. It's fine.
There you
The
go.
white Jason Lee.
The white Jason
The
Lee.
white Jason Lee.
There you
The white Jason Lee, yeah.
go.
Who actually has a skateboard company now.
Really?
Yeah, that's what he does now. Yeah. Anyway, yeah. So
Bootlegging.
when I saw that
Yeah.
your bootleg is going to be a Tick bootleg, I
Yeah.
was like, makes
Oh,
perfect
okay.
sense.
Oh, it's
Perfect
'cause-
fucking sense.
You know what? It was after after I had coffee with Dylan Corbisser and he showed me all his sketches for his Wolverine Spider-Man bootleg. Fucking
Mhm.
hell! I'm so excited for this thing, and so yeah, I did. And then I saw bootleg Spider-Man, of course, right? And I'm like, well, I could do this, right? And I'm just like trying to think how not to get sued, right? That's the big thing. And it's funny. You know, it's funny. It's like when you start thinking like, well, what do I want to bootleg? Right,
Mhm.
like what can I, what is whatever, and it was like, yeah, it was kind of a no-brainer as soon as I kind of figured that out. So
Yeah. See, this is the one. It's 100% comics. The one I was telling you about.
yeah,
The Wolverine one.
yeah,
But a bunch of guys worked on it, and
Yeah.
they slide this little paper in
Hmm.
that explains where all the money goes to a charity and stuff.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I was almost thinking of doing something like that. Like, I don't know, somehow raise a few bucks just for printing. And that's the only, I'm like, I wouldn't take any profit. And I'm only going to like print like maybe like, I don't know, 50 of them kind of thing. You know what I mean? Just something like really like stupid
Yeah,
and
for
obscure.
the Adrian Coleric Foundation.
Yeah, yeah, the Human Foundation. Oh, I'll take photos of me on a deathbed or something, right? Just
With you got to stick your stomach out. Look a little bloated.
Oh my god! Yeah.
See,
so anyway.
theirs is it supports the Make More Comics Arts Grant. That's what the proceeds go towards.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll have to do something like that. So anyway, that I'm trying to figure it out. But yeah, no, I got it. I got it all laid out. Like I just kind of sat down. I just sketched it all out, right? Like my rough notes and all that. And then because it's funny with the bootleg, it's amazing how much freer it is, and it's like, you don't really feel like you have to do this big convoluted story arc, right? Just something kind of just a smash and grab kind of whatever, right?
So staying in the name like the might or like.
I'm not sure what to do about that yet. So basically what it is, like the story, it's like, so it starts off with the Tick and Arthur. I thought he might not call him Arthur. He might just refer to him as Chum.
Mhm.
And then, maybe the Tick will just call him like, hey, you or something. I don't know. But anyway, they're sitting on a ledge and all that. And they're talking. They're having a nice little conversation. And then all of a sudden a bullet comes out of nowhere and takes off half of Arthur's head.
Mhm.
And so the Tick doesn't realize he's dead.
Mhm.
And so he just can't understand it, right? So Arthur kind of falls to the ground. Tick grabs him, goes to the hospital. Oh, my buddy's dead. And you got to help him. And then the nurses look at him like half his face is gone, right? And so then he starts to realize. Then all of a sudden, like the happy-go-lucky Tick, all of a sudden becomes a little darker. And then he decides, and he comes up with like a shit list, right? So it'll be like a list of all like the Tick villains. And then he's like, he plans to interrogate them, and then he interrogates one of them. He accidentally kills them.
Yeah. Okay.
And he
10 out of
comes-
10.
And then he
I'm
comes to the
in.
realization that it'll save him a lot more time just to like kill all these guys.
Yeah.
He just goes on a murder spree.
Yeah.
Right. And then so I got this 2-page montage of just killing, right?
Mhm.
And then he gets to, like, the last villain, might be like El Cid, I'm thinking. And then they kind of banter back and forth, and then El Cid is like, "I'll tell you who killed Arthur, but you have to reveal who you are." Because the thing with the Tick is, like, there's never been a reveal for the Tick,
Mhm.
and so I thought I might just have him reveal himself, right? And then like maybe like fucking Keanu Reeves or I don't know, something like that. You know what I mean? Just like he'll pull off the mask and he'll be like a celebrity, right, of some kind, and then that'll be it.
Cool.
Okay.
In and out. So.
In and out.
Yeah.
Alive and dead.
Yeah. Also saw some of the pages that Dylan was working on for the SNFU.
Yeah.
That's looking good. It looks pretty good, eh?
Yeah, so we actually applied for a grant. An Alberta Foundation of the Arts. So yeah, and so we got a third guy who's with us, Christian Basaraba. So Christian's like this heavy SNFU fan. He's like a historian, and so he's writing a third story, and so he's doing all our grant applications, and then so he's doing another grant application. So we applied for like a $14,000 grant.
Wow.
And then he's applying for like a $25,000 grant in the spring. And
Shit.
So I know, so because like Dylan's gonna be doing like most of the heavy lifting, right, and all that.
Mhm.
And so we want to kind of like get him paid,
Yeah.
and then kind of figure out from there. I think we'll do a Kickstarter next year, and then so
Cool.
Yeah.
Very cool. So you got a lot of stuff going on, man.
I know, right? All of a sudden, yeah.
You gotta finish that Sitter book too.
Not bad for a 12-year-old. Yeah. I know. Fucking hell.
But how many finished pages do you have on that one so far?
15.
Oh, so you're about what, a third of the way?
Yeah. I think I'm gonna be hitting 40 pages. I think that's the goal. Yeah. So I'm just trying to like, fuck, man. I don't know, like one shots. Like, what do you guys think about one shots? Like, like what?
I feel like 40 is a good space. If
More
that's
is-
what you're aiming for.
For a one shot, more is better than less. I'd assume like 40 sounds good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't like the one shots that are just like your standard 20 whatever.
And I don't like the
pages.
ones that are like 400 either. So like
Yeah.
like between 40 and 60 I feel is like a good sweet spot.
Okay. Yeah. I wasn't sure like how because I have scenes and it's like, do I take this scene out to make it shorter? But then it's like, do I put the scene back in and there's like more dialoge and it's like,
Unless you release it and then be like, hey, I have a director's cut.
Yeah, Claire cut.
charge $3 more.
Uh-huh.
Start a hashtag.
Oh,
Release the choleric cut, man.
Oh, yeah. No.
But maybe. I'm just kidding.
But maybe, I don't know. Yeah, we'll see. Yeah, that's kind of funny. Yeah.
Release it in black and white and with an extra
Oh,
scene.
fuck. No.
$4 more.
So, hey, your Tick bootleg is is he gonna kill one of the bad guys by smashing his head into his body and sucking all the blood out till he's all
Now,
withered
is this
raisin?
one of your fantasies or is this one that you think it's...
That's a not bad idea, actually. Yeah, I should really figure that out.
Yeah.
Well, I know there's that one villain called the dude with the chair head.
Okay.
The chair. Is it the chair? You know what I'm talking about? Like his head's literally a
Yeah,
chair.
I think his name is like Chairface.
So
like
yeah.
Chairface Chippendale, because I know that there's like a character that's like
That sounds
the
right.
brainchild and his head is just a brain. His like the top of his head. It's ridiculous. Well, I'm going from the animated series here.
Yeah, so I think with him, like his death scene will be like whatever, like he'll smash his head like a chair,
Okay.
and then like he'll have like the splatter
Montgomery
on his
style. Gotcha.
his splatter will be all over him, and then Tick will have like basically like a little toothpick from the chair's head, and he'll be like he'll be like picking his teeth like a prick, that kind of thing. And,
Yeah.
yeah.
Well,
so,
we'll have to do a full episode, just a Tick episode. We'll have you
know what?
on.
I started
we'll do-
rewatching the animated series, the original
Yeah.
animated series.
Yeah.
So YouTube's got the full run, and And yeah, it's funny, man. It's like some of the writing is so bad on it.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck me. It's like, even though I was reading some of the old comics too, I'm like, this was terrible. Like, why did I love this so much, right? Yeah. I know it's parody, right?
What did
Like,
you
No,
think
it's
of
real life.
the
It's based on a true story. No?
the Amazon show?
I don't know. It was okay.
Yeah, I didn't hate it. I didn't.
I didn't hate it. Like, I like the original live action, like the Patrick Warburton one.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That was really funny. That was actually pretty good. So I mean, it was what it was. Like, I always have a soft spot for the Tick. I know, like the said, you know, it's kind of dumb, but yeah, wasn't Clint Howard was in that, wasn't he? No, not Clint Howard. Jackie Earl Haley.
In the Amazon one?
Yeah, he was the heavy in that one.
Yeah.
Jack.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because
I'll
I
just-
watched. I remember the animated because my dad was like a big fan. My dad was a comic book collector. That's how I got into comics. So the Tick is one of those series where I was like animated. I didn't know there was anything outside of that originally. And then the 2001, I think live action was in 2001 because I'm pretty sure it came out before my dad passed. And then there was the reboot that came out like 2016, 17.
There was someone posted, coincidentally enough, today, New England Comics newsletter number 14, and it actually has, I guess,
Not the specific date. Go ahead.
yeah, no, 'cause I remember, because I tried looking for it, right? I was actually online trying to find a copy, and this actually is the very first appearance of the Tick.
Okay.
And so it's got, it's got like a short story in this black and white newsletter for New England Comics, which is really cool. So now so I need to find it now.
How do you guys feel about a Dilbert reprisal? I'm just kidding. He's super racist. The guy.
What? That's the guy who got canceled there a little while back?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Which is wild because I remember growing up reading Dilbert. Like, I can't wait to work in an office so I can complain.
Triangle shaped broccoli head. Yeah.
Is that what Fight Club was based on?
More or less, I believe Fight Club was based on. I'm just kidding. Just talking shit.
Dilbert was more like Office Space, but
Yeah.
not funny.
Yeah.
Family Circle, they should do a hardcore version of that. Am I right?
A gritty reboot.
The kids grown up and where they are now.
I know one of them has to be on the registry.
God, it's like my kids started binge watching Riverdale.
Stop it, because I just started it and I hate it, but I love it.
I know, it's just like, I'm like, God, Archie got dark. Like, yeah.
I don't understand what's happening. I'm just like, why are you guys this? Like, what are we doing here? I don't know what's going on. I'm like on episode like 9 or 10, and I just don't get it. But I keep watching it, and I also just started watching One Tree Hill for the first time. I never watched it originally because I was watching the OC.
My God, the OC. We binged that too over Christmas, and we dropped off after I think season 3.
Okay.
Where all of a sudden they start introducing like another group of high school kids, and they're like Bizarro World OC cast. It was so weird.
Because I'm from Orange County. I'm from the poor part though. So like, remember the first episode where he was fighting to get out? I'm from that part. I'm from that part. And so when I was a kid, we watched it and we were like what part of the Orange County are they talking about? And then the movie with Jack Black and Colin Hanks came out.
Colin Hanks, yeah.
The OC, and I was like, again, where are we talking about? Because I live here. But I always think it's so funny when people be like, "Oh, the OC is one of my favorite shows." I'm like, well, let me tell you some truth.
You know, it's funny when we binge watched it. We never fast forwarded through the intro, right?
Yeah.
And so my wife was like in her den, right? She's like, enough, right? We're like, California, right? Saying it every fucking time, every time.
There's like a secret video on YouTube with Leah, if you find it, from 2007, where she was like, we're in her car, and she was like, we're gonna run away to California because that's where Aldana is from, and it's California. Here we go. And it's so silly, and I'm just like, that song is like forever, and as good as that song was, like, it's forever tarnished.
Yeah. Well, that's a perfect example of why we call the show "How'd We Get Here" now.
Yeah.
So anyway, this was the last official episode of the Pink Buzz. So thanks for anyone who's popped in. We're running on 2 hours now, so I think it's a good spot to cut it. And thanks for tuning in to the first. We're on 75 and 131 episodes total. So we'll keep it going. I think we'll put like a legacy number maybe underneath the new. Kind of do the Marvel thing. We'll put a legacy number
Yeah.
underneath.
We're completely
So,
because you have a mustache now.
Yeah.
He has to diet. He has to use a little just for men so we could
Yeah.
tell.
Oh fuck no! I'll never touch that shit for as long as I live. So thanks to everyone that supported us as the Pink Buzz, and we hope that you'll continue supporting us as the new show. How'd we get here? And like we said, we're going to continue doing the comic thing. We're going to be sprinkling a little more like movies, shows, and music and stuff like that. We'll have a little more variety. That'll probably start more in October. So yeah, stay tuned. And for all you comic fans out there, we have a lot of comic content for the remainder of this month. So tune in, and a lot of cool Kickstarters coming up, so we'll be talking about those soon. Tomorrow night, right, Johnny? We have Manny on.
Manny Shape.
Manny Shape, the creator of El Crudo. He'll be coming on the show tomorrow night, 9 p.m. Eastern, to talk about El Crudo issue 6. The Kickstarter's running now, so go back that shit. And hope to see you again tomorrow night. Any parting words from you, Johnny, or anyone else?
No, man. Just thanks for coming along the ride. And Al, you talk about depressing shit earlier, man. I beat Cyberpunk, man. Like both endings I got where like I did the
No, but why didn't you wait until the end of the month when the update happens?
because I don't get it. Like I'm a scrub. I'm playing it on the Xbox, so
It's a free update
not for the Xbox One. You got to have new generation
for the. Sorry.
for the update and for the new game. So.
Well, I've also been suffering from a little bit of Game Pass not working with Starfield and my game crashing every time it loads a new area. So I guess we're in the same.
I'm not even trying to start. I'm gonna try to because like I'm gonna play as a nomad next. I was Street Kid the first playthrough, so.
Well, wait until the Well, no, you said you're a scrub, but also.
I'm a scrub.
I'm waiting till the update to play myself again.
Cool. But all right, we'll see you guys tomorrow night. Hopefully.
See ya.
Bye.